40 years ago, we opened our doors with one mission in mind.
We'll be right back with the top 10 songs of 1983.
To sell quality American-made vehicles at a fair price.
You have arrived.
And we've loved every minute of the ride. Celebrating 40 years of Two Rivers Ford.
Six o'clock. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer from the Superbook.com sports desk. The Philadelphia Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts have reached an agreement on a 5-year, $255 million extension, including over $179 million guaranteed. Hurts' deal is the biggest contract in terms of average annual value in NFL history. The Titans have agreed to terms with linebacker Ben Neiman. He is a 5-year veteran who played in 79 games between the Chiefs and the Cardinals. Last season with the Cards, Neiman had 70 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 fumble recovery in 17 games with 9 starts. Also a key special teams player. Tennessee and Kelly Harper have agreed on a contract extension through the 2027-28 season. And Major League Baseball, Braves 2, Padres 0. Atlanta has won 7 straight. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome to your Tuesday morning on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. A beautiful morning in Music City, USA. One might say it's a great morning to have a great morning. With Mike Tanier at 8:20, the loser of roofs, Ron Slay at 9:20. Lots of energy for the next 4 hours. Of course, take the surprise out your voice. Alongside our 11-year NFL veteran and Vol for life, Ramon Foster.
Take the surprise out your voice.
Producer in the world, Jonathan Schaefer.
The best producer in the world.
My name is Will Bowling. Today is Tuesday, April the 18th. How are we?
Good, man. Good. How are you, Will?
I'm good.
What?
It just sounded so fake.
I did. No, because I'm just like super energetic this morning for some reason. Hadn't even had a sip of coffee
kind of am
yet.
too.
You okay with that?
I'm great.
I got
Great with
some
that.
rest last night is what it was. Like
did.
deep sleep rest last night. I got that last night.
I hit my sleep cycle perfectly, I think, last night because I didn't sleep quite as much, but I woke up at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went to bed around 10:30, and I feel better than I did yesterday when I'd gone to bed at like 9.
You know what? Like I had a very productive like adult day yesterday. Knocked out both of those training assignments we had to do yesterday.
No, I should probably do that.
I was late on that one, Shafe. I saw the email.
Okay.
Look, I don't care.
You know what? What's interesting? You were saying you were getting those emails. I didn't. I was thinking
I was getting different ones for another thing that was overdue.
Well, I had like 2
I wasn't
things,
getting
too.
any of these.
I
so,
had 2 things overdue.
Yeah.
Did you too?
I actually don't know.
Man, well, let me tell you, I was out here just rogue, okay? So I knocked that out yesterday, knocked out my podcast, and I went to my kids' hitting and pitching lessons earlier yesterday. That right there was a game changer. We went in 5 instead of like 6 or 6:30.
Makes a big
That
difference.
saves me so much more time, man. I had dinner on time, got back to the crib, was able to digest my foods. Like, I was just like, okay, all right, we're moving to 5 o'clock from here on out. Really good time yesterday.
It's not bad.
It wasn't bad at all.
I had a productive
man.
day yesterday, too.
You did?
Started a lot of broadcast prep for Nashville SC and LAFC this Saturday night on the Zone.
Here at
Yes.
home?
From home.
Okay.
I forgot how to do a home game. I haven't had one since like the second or third game of the season. But did that, and then I went to play some golf.
How'd you swing?
I went to the Vinny.
You got
No free shout-outs, but
What's
the Vinny is a par 3 course. It's like a pitch and putt kind of situation. There's 1 par 4 on 1, and then 2 through 9 are par 3s.
Okay.
I play this on a weeknight sometimes because it's supposed to take like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So this time I said, all right, I went yesterday, or not yesterday. Well, I did go yesterday, but I went Sunday also. And I had an existential crisis because I was so bad. Like I legitimately, I was playing so poorly that I was like almost hitting cars with tee shots, like these things. And that's hard to do there unless you're just really bad off the first tee. So I do this, and I'm playing behind these 3 guys who just proper golf etiquette. If you have a group of 3 and there's one person playing behind you who just stands on the tee box for 15 minutes while your group is finishing up, just always let that one person play through every time.
I feel you.
But it's not the one person's job to ask, hey, can I play through? Like, I'm not going to do that either. So, like, the 3, like, yahoos who I hope are having a terrible morning today, they probably won't be awake till 10 o'clock. They don't have, full-time jobs. They're just chilling. But probably, I don't know what they're up to right now. But
you ain't wrong.
I hope they're having a miserable morning. Anyway, so I said, you know what? I'm going to make the most out of this. I'm just going to play 3 golf balls because I'm playing by myself.
Yep.
I have plenty of time. There's nobody behind me. So let's just get a lot of practice in. So essentially what had happened is that I get to this was the 6th hole, and my first 3 tee shots on this one were all terrible, like all off the green. Just, I was getting it like good distance, good height on everything, just wasn't going well.
Yeah.
So my 4th shot, I'm like, you know what, let's try a free and easy swing.
Yeah.
I hit the pin with a tee shot.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what, I'm kind of glad that didn't go in, because if I had told a story about making a hole in one, it was like, yeah, it was my 4th tee shot on that hole. It technically would have been like a triple bogey.
Yeah.
Would have technically counted. I was like, okay, whatever. Started figuring some things out, play really well on 7. I par 7, and I go to 8. My first tee shot takes 2 bounces in front of the hole, rolls, and goes all the way around the hole and rolls out.
Wow.
And that one would have been a legit hole in one. Now,
Wow.
there would have been an asterisk next to this because this course is where like a lot of people learn how to play, and like it was like a 99-yard par 3. Like this would have been a big asterisk had the ball gone in. The most frustrating part is I made bogey on that hole after my ball went around the hole and went out for a possible hole in one.
That's enough to make you want to quit.
So I called Peyton afterwards because Sunday I was terrible, and then yesterday I was bad on the first 3 and then really good on the last 6. And I called her and I was like, I'm more angry than I was when I was just bad. Because now I was so close to doing something that I will never do in my entire life, and I'll never have this opportunity again.
Which one? Well, that's golf though. From everything everybody tells me,
my ball
that's
went
golf.
around the hole.
I know.
And out.
That's why I don't play golf.
I'm angrier today than I was yesterday morning because I played better. Because I played better.
So the second one would have been a hole-in-one. You've been okay with that. You would have had a highlight of your week started already.
Highlight of my year. You know how hard that is to do? I don't care if it's a little pitch and putt course that's like a 99-yard par 3.
Yeah.
Like
Not
that,
really an athlete.
it would have been a really big asterisk. I understand that and know that. And people will probably call in like, well, buddy, you got to go to this country club that I go to. Like, all right, guy, like, relax. Okay, I've been playing golf for 1 year. This is not we're not doing this today.
So so what you're saying is you will be back though.
Oh, I'll probably go today. Like I don't
just. Why do you choose these sports that are basically just mental illnesses?
because I have to be competitive about something.
I understand
And
that,
I am
but-
about this job, obviously, but I have to be competitive about something active. Because Mondays I work out and then I go play 9 at the Vinny every Monday.
Okay.
And it's like,
That's your cardio is what you're doing.
not really.
Oh.
Golf
See,
isn't really cardio.
My active competitiveness is way healthier because I've got this thing with my neighbor that he doesn't even know that I've got this thing with him.
Uh-oh.
Is that soon as he mows his yard, I make sure to mow mine right after his, so I have the fresher cut than him. And he's retired and he'll mow his yard about every 5 days. So, like, I'll lose once in a while, but I've been winning this spring. I've had the fresher cut more often. It's been great.
Respect.
I'm bound to
Honestly
lose
respect
at
it.
some point, Shay.
See, I don't have a yard.
Like, I know
you
I'm
know.
going to lose this once in a while because I'll get busy or what have you. And my neighbor's great. He's a good dude. He has no idea I have this competition with him. None.
That's fair. I don't know if I've ever had like open. Well, no, I'm lying. I have
This isn't
open
even an open
competitions all the time.
competition. Like I said, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Does now.
Hey, well, he does, doesn't he? Unless he's still sleeping.
Ray's a good dude.
I also did yell at a couple Sunday when I went to the Vinny.
Hold up, Will.
Wait a minute. You buried the lead?
I know.
No, now these people, I really hope.
I love it. I love
These
it.
people are idiots.
Notice it's never Will's fault. I
No,
love it so
this one
much.
wasn't my fault.
You are
Because-
a menace,
Because
man.
not only
Menace.
was there a guy standing on the tee
Will
box.
the
No,
bully.
no. This couple was the worst.
Until the next
worst.
one, who will then be the worst.
Please
No,
break it down.
This middle-aged couple,
Yeah.
a husband and a wife.
Easy the way
What
you
were they,
described
like
it.
38?
Middle-aged people are on the hot seat everywhere because of these people.
Hey!
These people.
What do you mean, you people?
So there was a pileup of 2 different people. I was waiting on the tee box. This guy in a Titan sweatshirt, good dude, was waiting on the tee box behind this couple.
Because he had the right clothes on, Ramon.
Each of them were playing 2 golf balls. They were using drivers on a 99-yard par 3 downhill.
But why do you care?
No.
Why
Let me
do you
finish.
care?
I care because they were taking selfies with the flag stick.
Wait. Okay, all right. Can I say something now that I know that information?
Yep.
My apology.
After taking 30 minutes on a 99-yard par 3. 30 minutes on a 99-yard par 3. They were taking selfies with the flag stick and taking the flag out to putt while 2 different groups were waiting on the tee box for them to finish. Husband and wife duo, I hope you're having a miserable Tuesday morning. I award you 0 points and may God have mercy on your soul.
Maybe they were rekindling their relationship, man. The kids are out of the house.
I want to rekindle a relationship between my fist and that guy's face is what I want to rekindle. That's what I want to rekindle right now.
Boy, and you wonder why the cops are after you.
Good Lord.
Straight up, Will, dog, what the hell is going on with you today? Maybe they were just the kids out of the house. Now they're middle-aged or picking up golf together. You know what? Maybe they've been so busy with their kids, they never had the opportunity to do this. So, hey, let's go golf as a couple, man. Easy course. Nobody's going to have much pressure.
Nope.
And here's Will Bowling behind them.
Nope. Here's
ready to
4 other people
reunite.
behind them waiting.
Ready to unite him with this fist. Will, come on, baby. Let love live, man.
No, I'm exposing the Karens of the world is what I'm doing.
Karens and Darrens at this point, man. So what do we?
Karen and Darren, we're doing too much.
I hate you called a straight, Darren. We usually just talk about Karens in these situations.
No. Darren participated. Darren participated. That's right.
Dang, Will. Now I want to go golf with you, man.
I'm honestly like,
can I come next time,
that is where
man?
I am like happy and chill.
You don't want me
gotta
with
take
you
a
then.
lot to. Well, no. Like I'm just saying, like these people ruined my experience. They really did. And when I say these people, I really do mean these people.
Karen and Darren out here. I kind of want to locate the golf course and see who was the couple out there taking pictures now on Instagram.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon, if you were on the Vinny, please call in so I can tell you that you are one of the worst people in Nashville, Tennessee.
What's the Vinny?
And there are a lot of people that are annoying in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah. How do you, okay, never mind. I'm gonna look it up.
The Vinny Links at Shelby Park.
The Vinny Links.
Well, you can't go like.
Yeah, you can locate it.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
There's no chance.
I guarantee you.
This
can
place,
locate
you don't
it.
book tee times. You walk up and say, "I want to play 9."
And look what I have here, Shafe. The Vinny.
Hey.
Yep.
Why do you act
I'ma
like
see who
that was a
tagged
hard
themselves.
search? Like
Yeah.
that was a
No,
cursory.
hey, don't take your
Instagram
frustration out on me. Hey, I'm here just trying to get some intel about the couple that ticked you off, man. Don't put your frustration out on me. We have been fine this morning.
Why
Will.
are you always
I've been-
fighting?
I was trying to
Why, am I
encourage
always
you
fighting?
to
I didn't
not
fight
be
the guy.
not be fighting people, and here you are turning this anger and slander to me. Am I Darren now too?
No, you're not.
Shave?
I have no problem with you.
What?
But when I skipped them, I skipped the 6th hole. That way I could not be behind them.
They made you skip a hole?
Yeah, and so I just walked by them and just said, "Any day now,"
No.
and then walked down the hill after my tee shot on 7.
You so passive.
Boy, they were
aggressive.
fraternizing. They weren't skipping holes.
No,
they
they
were
were over there loving Will.
Hey now, 615-737-1045 is our number. Karen Watch was alive and well.
I hope this is that lady right here.
Let me see. Let me look at your phone.
I haven't even screened the call yet, so
That's not.
I don't even know what's going on.
Oh, no, you show me a picture.
Oh, it was a picture
yeah.
of somebody walking by with their golf set.
Ramon, here's your mistake. This lady, if she was taking selfies at the age she was at on the Vinny, she's posting that stuff on Facebook, not on Instagram. That's on somebody's Facebook right now that somebody is unsubscribed to.
He's age hating right now.
That probably has political propaganda that neither of us want to read anyway. 615-737-1045 is the number if you want to
best
jump
Will.
in.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, again.
William.
I'm also going to throw these people as the ones who, again, said I wasn't entertaining on this show and forces this side of me to come out every now and then. Mike Tanier, Football Outsiders at 8:20. He always brings this level of energy.
Is that a new segment? These people. I'm here
Oh,
for
I
that,
like it.
man.
These
I
people.
like it.
I'm here for that. Yeah.
These people is not a bad idea.
These people
No, we're
that
gonna
drive-
change it. You people.
You people. The
You
ones
people.
that drive behind you on the interstate, and as soon as you try to pass, they speed up. You're these people too. I hate those people, Will. Those people. To make it, more clean. Those people.
The ones that don't know the Florida Panthers are a
see-
professional team.
Hey,
people.
hey. This ain't about me.
Coming up next, we
Why Draymond?
That's gotta be
Why
racist.
Draymond Green your chest?
dive
Figure that
into
Man.
Jalen Hurts. Wow, you're trying to.
Will, I
Trying to
see. I
stomp
gotta
me
fight
in the
fire
chest
with
this
fire
morning.
with you, man.
I'm not fighting
We
you.
are.
I mean, we
know.
can, but-
I mean, we can verbally just go back and forth. Draymond chest.
That's the only
Draymond
fight I
Green-
stand a chance of
Yeah,
against
All this needless aggression and
Draymond
escalation.
Green your chest, and you be saying I'm wrong
See,
now.
now the annoying couple at the Vinny has now made all of us fight.
It's better
Not
than
just
Odell
me.
Beckhaming your chest.
Oh,
wow.
That's nasty.
Well, we're not coming back from that. Jalen Hurts' new contract. Nice. Coming up next, 104.5 The Zone.
Money.
What's going on? It's Will Bowling here for my friends at Lee Company. And you know what they do at Lee Company. HVAC, plumbing, electrical, general maintenance, new technology, so much more. You hear me say all the time that Lee Company is all you need. Well, it's true. Lee Company can become your on-site strategic partner. We work with unique facilities, and Lee Company offers custom solutions. And their virtual support team has 24/7 eyes on floor temperatures, building metrics, and so much more. You see what they see with XOI picture and video technology on every service call. You can visit leecompany.com and click on My Facility to learn more, or call 615-567-1000. Lee Company has nearly 80 years of experience. They've been trusted in this community since 1944. They're open 24/7 with 14 community locations. So give them a call and visit leecompany.com. Click on My Facility. Learn more at 615-567-1000. That's Lee Company, all you need. Tuesday morning off and running on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. With Ramon Foster and Jonathan Schaefer, I'm Will Bowling. Kayla Anderson, one more day off this morning. She'll be back with us tomorrow morning as we go to the Mark Spain Real Estate Hotline. That is if she chooses to deal with the energy that we just had on this last segment.
She texted me yesterday. Good to go for tomorrow.
Hey!
That was before the last segment.
That's true.
Yeah, that's very true, Will.
No
we
lie
go to the
detector.
phone lines where Jeremy leads us off this morning. What's going on, Jeremy?
Jeremy!
Hey, good morning, guys. What's going on? You started talking about your guys not letting you play through, and it brought up a memory about a story that happened. A buddy of mine had his like a bachelor weekend, for his wedding that was the next day, and so the night before, everybody kind of went out and got a little drunk. And me and him decided we were going to go play golf that next morning, and so him and I were the only two that went out. And there was a foursome in front of us, and they were out drinking on the course, and they got pretty drunk, and they wouldn't let us play through, and we were kind of hungover, so we started hitting golf balls at them on the course. and one of them hit their cart that my buddy hit, and it almost turned into a big fight out on the golf course. And the guys were pretty lit. They had beer cans stuff all over them. My buddy told us, like, y'all, we're going to get the cops out here, and y'all going to get arrested. Y'all going to go to jail because y'all are out here on public course. Y'all trashed. And so it kind of like defused the situation when they kind of realized what he was saying was the truth. And they didn't even finish the round. They just left.
Jeremy, man, you should have
doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, dog. You should at least let one of them have it, Jeremy. Come on, dog, and go straight to the wedding.
Hey, that was that's in Manchester, Tennessee. So after I was thinking about it, like that happened in Manchester. So things like that happen in Manchester on golf courses. So
you know what? You're probably right by not
Jeremy,
doing that.
thank you.
They might have pulled out their 9-iron on you if that's the case.
It's what Tiger Woods' ex-wife did to his car.
Yeah.
What a 9-iron. Thank you for the call, Jeremy.
Thank you for the call, Jeremy.
Fantastic.
Have I ever been close to fighting in competition, like real live? Like, I don't think it's ever gone that far. I probably had more issues growing up playing like pickup basketball than I have as an adult. Playing pickup basketball as a kid, especially when it's older guys, and like I grew taller. Well, of course I grew tall quick, but like having the idea that, look, I'm gonna go out here and body this old head. They used to be so ticked off about that. Oh my gosh, just lucky I had like my uncle around and stuff like that. That could have got real ugly for me, man. Don't ever body an old dude in a pickup game.
Ever.
They lose it, man. God, they lose it. I'm here for it, though.
That one dude who looks like he can't even get up and down the floor, but will just sit in the corner and just drain threes.
Okay, I got a those people, you people type of things, okay? Can I throw this out real quick before we go into Jalen Hurts, all right? I have to throw this one out. I hate, okay, you people, folks, like guys, gals, that will okay, this really ticks me off, okay? I'm just really going to go there. We play high school sports together or even college sports, and you just go along just blowing in the wind through your entire high school career. But as soon as you become an adult, you go to the YMCA, you become the best basketball player I've ever seen in my entire life. I know dudes I play with at UT now that lift more now than they ever did at UT. And I'm like, where was all this energy when we was out there losing to Florida? Where was all this at when we lost to Haywood County in basketball? Like, I hate you dudes that do that type of stuff. Like really concentrate this energy in high school. I'm sure we've all seen that dude's like, man, you seen so-and-so? You seen George at the gym? Man, he's 360 dunking now. It's like, where was this at when we were in high school? Now you want to get serious about hooping and pickup? Oh, I hate those dudes, man. Oh, now you want to just be the big time, like, guy in the gym all the time. I hate you guys that do that stuff, man. Like, where is that energy to get a scholarship when you're 15 years old?
I'd probably fit in that category a little bit.
No,
but not really.
God.
But I just do a different kind of lifting now than I used to.
I know dudes I play with at UT that lift a house now. And I'm like, where was this energy when we lost to Wyoming?
When Dave Clawson was the offense coordinator.
Oh, I hate those dudes. No, Danny, they're not late bloomers. Those dudes just suck at life. That's what they do. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. That got me going right there, man.
I'm obnoxious.
Who was that? Was that Inky?
No, Savage.
Oh.
I'm obnoxious.
Oh, wow. That took me a second to realize that was Slay.
Me too.
We'll hear him today at 9:20.
I hate those dudes, though, Will, since we were talking about those people. Okay, we can carry on now. My bad.
Well, you know who's not going to be getting in fights?
Who?
Jalen Hurts with Howie Roseman, the Philadelphia Eagles general manager.
Ooh-wee.
Man got paid yesterday, and $179 million guaranteed. 5 years, $255 million cash money. Including a no-trade clause, a first in Philadelphia Eagles history. Salary cap numbers for the next 4 seasons: $6.15 million in 2023, $13.56 in 24, $21.77 in 25, and $31.77 million in 2026.
Super friendly, super team friendly. I just want to throw this out there. I was thinking about this on the ride in a little bit yesterday. I've kind of said it before. I think we've all kind of talked about it. Philadelphia, since the 2010s, have been the most aggressive, smart, best scouted, winning, competitive team, I think, in this era. To win a Super Bowl, go through the Carson Wentz phase, get right back to it and compete again. Defensively, they've been solid. Offensively, they've been solid. They've made the right aggressive moves that even myself, as a former Steeler, had kind of say, like, God, I wish we would do that. You know what I'm saying? Like going to get AJ and still making it work. Going to draft the undersized wide receiver and make it work. Their O-line, let's not even forget, Lane Johnson got broke off earlier this year too. Think about this, Mailata being their left tackle.
So you mean not in terms of just – they're not the best team over the last 12 years, but doing what they've done without one quarterback being the constant the entire time.
Come on.
Means they've done the best overall job from top to bottom of the roster.
Carson Wentz should have crashed them.
Yeah, I can get behind that, honestly.
You see what, like,
yeah,
to still be in the conversation, they just missed the Super Bowl.
Right.
That's all I just wanted. Like that. That's what franchises and fans like look at. As like, man, I want some of that Eagle.
Right.
Be real, like, and still make this deal work. How do you even make this deal work?
I would say them and San Francisco would be the two teams to fit in that category. San Francisco's resurgence a little more recent.
Yeah.
After Philadelphia's Super Bowl. But I think you could certainly make the argument that Philadelphia has done the best job from top to bottom of the roster than any team in the NFL over the last decade.
And coaches. Think of it, they had a new coach too.
Yeah, right. They had to replace a legend. They had to replace a new legend that won you a Super Bowl. And they've done so the right way. The interesting thing now is, what do the Titans learn from Philadelphia?
Yeah, man.
What do the Titans learn from a team that is now built around a running quarterback? Because we might be going into a draft where the Titans are looking to replicate that level of success with an athletic freak at quarterback named Anthony Richardson.
Yes, sir.
And so for the people that will want to compare Hendon Hooker to Jalen Hurts, I think that's a fair comparison because of the way that those two guys played a lot of years in college, the way that they're just a little bit more mature for their age. And Howie Roseman said yesterday in one of the interviews, he said, Jalen Hurts is 24. He said, I wish I'd been that mature at 24. Like, that guy is as mature of a player I've ever met at 24 years old. You get similar vibes talking to Hendon.
Yeah.
Obviously, different players, but I think Anthony Richardson is the guy who is going to benefit from Jalen Hurts having the success that he's had, because now teams like the Titans will try to build around Richardson's legs and athleticism as a focal point of their offense.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I think so. And that's one thing I can look at too, Will, and just say, you've seen it work here. And of course you look at like the measurables of it, what makes sense. But having that level of stability, just mental calmness around your team, like, and I'll say this, being in huddles with young quarterbacks, and in terms of his years in the league, Jalen Hurts is still very young. He's
24.
Young, okay? So
younger than Stetson Bennett, everybody's favorite stat this past college football season.
Him getting in the huddle, though, and not being rattled, the amount of poise, the hits that he would take and stuff and still stay level-headed. But let's think about this, too. His war of attrition to get to this point. I mean, let's go to college for a second. He could have really, like, crashed out when it comes down to going from Alabama to Oklahoma. Like, so I'm with you as far as, like, the measurables matter, but the personality type, I think, goes a little bit further. And that's where his benefit has really taken the hold of his career, to even having owners say certain stuff like this. That's big time.
The contract implications, we'll get into that coming up in a minute. But I think the thing that separated Jalen Hurts this past season was his completion percentage inside the pocket. This is something that I don't think Jalen Hurts gets enough credit for. Per ESPN stats and information, he was number 1 in the NFL last year with a 72.7% completion percentage inside the pocket. He doesn't get enough credit for that.
Nope.
And his accuracy when he's between the tackles, that was number 1 in the NFL after he ranked 32nd in that category in 2021. So made drastic improvement. He jumped to 11th in overall completion percentage at 66.5%. He dropped his average time before throw from 3.12 seconds, that was 31st in the league, to 2.76 seconds, that's 16th in the league. Yeah, he had a really good offensive line. He had really good wide receivers. So do other contending quarterbacks. So does Patrick Mahomes.
Can I say this about that time, too? They like to go down the field a little bit and create screens. Right. So that time right there is probably because of the offense they run instead of getting rid of the ball quick. Like AJ and Devontae have to let their routes develop.
Can he sustain it? Is this an offense that is sustainable long term? Because we see a lot of mobile quarterbacks have really good breakout seasons and then not sustain it. It's legitimately the history of this league for a lot of MVP caliber players, with which he was.
Mm-hmm.
It's true of Lamar Jackson. It was true of Michael Vick.
Yeah.
I mean, people remember the beginning of Michael Vick's career. There was a pretty early peak for him.
Yes, it was.
Will defenses adjust this time around, or is this becoming more the new norm?
You know what I think his biggest advantage is? His in-the-pocket passing increasing. Now, again, think about like when you look at their games. Like, look at the game that he plays. He plays a game to sit in the pocket and doesn't run until his last minute. And I think that's his biggest advantage more than anything. And that's the better thing about him, too, is he actually can pass. Like, we still question, can Lamar pass, right? What's his completion rates? How is he going to get the ball to certain wide receiver? Like, AJ was excited to go there. Why? Because he's a passer also. His legs is a bonus, and I think he uses them very well. Other than the injury he had this last year, what was it, the shoulder? Like, he learns from that moving forward, sliding, knowing that, look, if there's bodies in front of me, there's probably some behind me. I better get down. That's where he has to grow even further moving forward throughout his career. I think it's sustainable, probably more than other mobile quarterbacks in this league. I look at his level of play, more sustainable than Kyler Murray. Lamar, if he gets an arm, if he gets curated the way Jalen Hurts did in Philly, meaning, let's be real about this too. To your point, the O-line is good. He has offensive weapons. He's got running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. He does. And he got a coach that trusts him. I believe Harbaugh believes in him. I truly do. But their offensive coordinators, that's the separator in what Philly has going on versus Arizona, versus Baltimore. Who else is in that running quarterback category? We got to figure out what's going on with how Deshaun's situation is going to work out
Cleveland,
too.
Right.
Cleveland. And I'll even throw this in there. A little bit of a hot take here, but I'm just going to say it. I feel better about the way Jalen Hurts manages a game more than I do at Josh Allen managing games at times.
100%.
Okay.
I totally agree.
I didn't know if that was going to be a sizzler right there.
No, I'm with you. I mean, you can't lead the league in interceptions and then in that offseason after you've done that, talk about how well you manage a football game.
Yes, exactly. I trust Hurts more at managing the game and his health at times than I do Josh Allen, because it's going to get to a point to where Josh Allen can't play big boy ball like that all the time, just diving over people. You agree with that, or you just say go as long as you can?
No, I do agree with that. Right now, that can change.
Yeah.
But right now, I would trust Jalen Hurts more than I trust Josh Allen.
Yeah.
615-737-1045 is our number. We continue the conversation on Jalen Hurts and his new contract coming up, and a closer look at some of the dollars. There are a lot of dollars in this contract.
And what does it mean to other quarterbacks too, Will?
That's right.
Buddy.
We'll dive into that coming up next. It's Ramon, Kalen, and Will. Hour one continuing on 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson from 104.5 The Zone's morning show, Ramon, Kayla, and Will, and I am a proud participant in this year's Visionaries of the Year campaign.
Season tickets for the Preds 2023-24 season are on sale now. If you're thinking about going to Bridgestone, man, go on and hop on this list and get you some tickets because the Preds will be celebrating their 25th anniversary throughout the 23-24 season. They have full, half, and quarter season plans available, so you can commit to how you want to, okay? You can join the Loyal Legion today and receive the best seat locations at the best pricing, up to 50% off discounts on concessions throughout the season, up to 6 bonus tickets to select games in the 23-24 season, plus priority access to the 2023 NHL Draft and Awards hosted right here in Nashville. Exclusive season ticket citizen gifts throughout the season. You can learn more at NashvillePredators.com/season tickets.
Safer use in some of the things that are being done with the treatment. So Olivia, we always appreciate your time and we are proud of you. You are going to continue this fight and you can always donate. Every dollar counts. Just click on that QR code at the top of Zone TV, or you can just visit the Zone's website at 1045thezone.com.
It's Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors on a 104.5 The Zone. I tell you what, it is a Tuesday morning, but I don't know, it feels a little bit like a Friday in here today.
It does, Will.
We just got good energy.
Well,
we both woke up on the right side of the bed this morning.
We did. I caught some deep Z's last night. I'm gonna be real, man. It was beautiful.
All right. What day do you think it is Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Boss.
Oh, wow. This is a first.
It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. What?
It's Tuesday then. It's Wednesday, Thursday. What? It's Thursday then. It's Friday. There we go, Shay.
It's Tuesday and we're going to act like it.
It is Tuesday.
It's a beautiful morning.
Well, this is our last time rolling off the rails, though, too.
That's right.
What are you talking about?
We're back on the straight and narrow tomorrow.
I mean, you kind of let
that's
us
not
go
true.
a little bit. You kind of let us go a little bit this week.
I have.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Oh, my goodness.
You did, man. But yeah, it does feel. It's a good day. And
It
you
is a
know
good
what it
day.
probably is? It's probably sunny outside, too, dog.
That's the other thing. Like, it is wild how much better of a mood I am in all the time when the weather is this nice.
I'm okay to say I was wrong. I'm wrong. I loved
Stop the presses.
absolutely love the wintertime and fall. I still love the fall. Fall is my most favorite.
Fall is my
sports.
favorite season
Okay,
for
all
sure.
right.
Easily.
The
Football.
springs here worry me. Okay.
Well, there is no spring.
Well, we're having one now.
We are.
Okay?
This year.
We are having one
Absolutely
right now.
we are.
What I'm saying is this, though. I used to love the wintertime, but now I've come around in retirement to be like, summer thing ain't that bad. This heat stuff ain't that bad. That's why I'm getting that weight off, too, Will.
The heat's wretched.
Yeah, the heat is wretched, but like the sun being a thing, I'm cool with that. I roll with that.
The funny thing was, once we started doing this show, I didn't mind the heat as much because it was so beautiful in the mornings.
Yeah.
Like right now it's 49 degrees in America's Music City right now.
Oh, that's great.
Like
Nothing wrong with that.
when it's in the mid 90s this
Yeah.
summer, it'll be like in the mid 70s.
Yeah.
Like I would, if there are people listening to us right now, welcome to the morning. You've woken up early.
Best thing you can do this morning is hear us.
Perfect.
Yep.
And I don't know, like it's nice to continue doing that, and then like you work out a little bit in the morning, and get the sunrise. Like I don't know, it's just good vibes.
It is good vibes. Well, I
It's
wish
good
you was
vibes.
lying, but you're not.
Really not lying.
I saw somebody comment us too saying, and when I said Philly
Mm-hmm.
path to getting back is probably the greatest in this era, and it was like, well, Kansas City also, rebuilt their old line and won a Super Bowl. within
That's
a
right.
year. But just I'm saying, like in general, with what they did, with having a really good head coach, winning a Super Bowl, losing your franchise quarterback, bottoming out, and then getting right back to it within a couple years with a really good OL, D-line, defense, offense, quarterback again. The outlier in this is what? Like Kansas City got Patrick Mahomes. They went through Carson Wentz to Gardner Minshew to get back to a franchise quarterback in Jalen Hurts. Like that's some stability that most fan bases say, man, give me some Philly, please.
Well, you mentioned the Eagles and Mike Tanier, who's going to join us at 8:20 today and bring his level of violence.
Oh, yeah.
He responded to a tweet today saying, there is a universe in which Howie Roseman has Super Bowl rings on each of his hot dog fingers.
Fantastic.
See what I'm saying?
That's why we love Mike.
You know what I'm saying? It don't get much colder than that, man.
I think, yeah, I mean, I think the Jalen Hurts completion percentage in the pocket, we talked about it, 73%, makes him a sustainable franchise quarterback for the long term. And he's still so young.
He's so young.
I mean, legitimately, I feel like Jalen Hurts is 28 or 29. He's 24 years old.
24 years old. Younger than Hendon and Stetson. And
Yeah.
It's probably some player coming out next year that he's younger
I
than.
think he's like the same age as Joe Milton.
Wow.
Legitimately.
Well, Joe Milton's 30.
Okay. His arms like Bo Jackson, either way.
Joe Milton's 23.
So, Will, the one thing we hadn't brought up, man, is this. Everybody's clamoring to get one of these first-round quarterbacks. What is a franchise quarterback if you can go get a Jalen Hurts in the second? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know he's probably special, and he dropped because he lost that starting job at Alabama. That's probably his biggest knock. And coming out in that draft was losing that starting job at Alabama and having to transfer.
Yep.
But Lincoln Riley probably did him some good.
Probably.
You agree?
I would. I mean, a franchise quarterback is not a guy that's created equally in every class. Every draft class doesn't just have second-round franchise quarterbacks sitting there.
Yeah.
This one certainly doesn't.
Well, but here's the other thing, though. What makes a franchise quarterback? Because you could take a quarterback and put him in 6 different situations. Where is he a franchise quarterback? How much of it is the team? How much of it is what they have in place at that franchise?
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with it.
I mean, if Jalen Hurts was drafted by the Tennessee Titans, he's probably not a franchise quarterback right now.
You going to say that out loud?
Of course.
Oh, that kind of stings.
Look at everything he's been surrounded by in Philadelphia to allow him to be his best self. How many teams have the money and resources to invest in him as Philadelphia has? Not many. It's not just a Titans problem. Maybe a third of the NFL would have been able to surround Jalen Hurts while he was still on his rookie contract with the level of weapons and resources that he had around.
What's Philadelphia's owners' money from? It's outside of football, though. Like, they're not making money off football is what you're saying, or they're making more money elsewhere. I'd love to know what their owners do as far as having the ability. My computer just shut down. Having the ability to surround them, to spend extra amount of money.
Family.
To spend that much amount of money.
His was in movies.
His was in movies?
Movie
That's
production.
Right.
Yep.
That's
right. Okay. But you're right. It's got to be the willingness to buy into the kid, because to pay him this early, one, they had to because he's a second round and there's no fifth-year option. But then you have the ability to pay out of pocket. A lot of this, man, really lends itself to saying, find your owner who can invest into it.
So coming up next, I think the implications of Jalen Hurts' contract are interesting because the guaranteed money doesn't eclipse that of Deshaun Watson. And I think today, Lamar Jackson isn't too thrilled with Jalen Hurts after yesterday's deal. Another quarterback that gets paid before Lamar Jackson did. We dive into the implications of Jalen Hurts' contract coming up next as Hour 2 begins. It's Ramon, Kayla, and Will, 104.5 The Zone.
If you've been here for a while, you know what a big deal this is. The Genesis Diamonds Spring Store-Wide Sale event is here. This weekend, 3 incredible days, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is the big one with unbelievable store-wide savings up to 35% off. You can get rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, pendants, thousands of engagement ring settings, plus natural and lab-grown diamonds also. Special pricing across the board with 0 interest financing as well. This is when the staff at Genesis, listen to me, they know they can break all the rules, which means you might get a better discount. Plus, world-class designers have flown in with all new collections of fashion jewelry from New York and California. This is the stuff you can't find anywhere else, and it will all be on sale. If you're getting engaged or have a special event coming up like graduation, Mother's Day, anniversaries, birthdays, you can't miss this incredible buying opportunity. And Genesis has opened up the vault for this also, with the largest collection of GIA-certified diamonds you can imagine. All shapes, all sizes, at prices you never thought possible. So don't miss the expanded selection and extreme value pricing. People drive for hours to be a part of this, up to $10,000 off some items also. Again, this Friday, Saturday, and yes, even Sunday, they're open exclusively at Genesis Diamonds and Luxury Pre-Owned Rolexes at both locations in Green Hills and Cool Springs. See store for details.
7:02. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer from the Superbook.com sports desk. The Philadelphia Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts have reached an agreement on a 5-year, $255 million contract extension, including over $179 million guaranteed. Hurts' deal, the biggest contract in terms of average annual value in NFL history. The Titans have agreed to terms with linebacker Ben Neiman. He is a 5-year vet who played in 79 games between the Chiefs and the Cardinals last season with Arizona. Neiman tallied 70 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 fumble recovery, playing in all 17 games, making 9 starts. Also a key special teams player. Tennessee and Kelly Harper have agreed on a contract extension through the 2027-28 season. Braves continue to roll. They defeated the Padres yesterday 2-0.
1 down for Austin Riley. Ronald takes a lead at second. Offering on the way. That is drilled down the left field line towards the corner. Say goodbye to that one. A 2-run homer for Austin Riley. And the Braves are at it again in the first inning.
And that's all the Braves needed. They've won 7 straight. Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Grizzlies became the second youngest defensive player of the year in NBA history. He led the league in blocks for the 2nd straight season. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Seven a.m. hour off and running. A beautiful morning to have a good morning in Music City, USA and beyond with the one and only Ramon Foster.
Yeah.
Behind the glass, Jonathan Schaefer making the show happen.
The best producer in the world!
Kayla Anderson, a very well-deserved Tuesday off. My name is Will Bowling. The phone number is 615-737-1045. And who gets paid now? With Jalen Hurts off the board, Joe Burrow, come on down.
Justin Herbert, come on down.
Lamar Jackson, you're probably still fine where you are.
I don't know what's going to happen with Lamar, man. If I was Lamar, I think reality would set in at this point now. I think reality would set in. Baltimore's probably sitting back like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, all right? Just twirling his thumbs and just saying, okay, now you want to do business or what? And I guess the next question I have for you, Will, and you watching and knowing the game too, very fair and good deal for Jalen Hurts? Would you say yeah?
I would say so. I mean, it's $51 million of annual salary.
Yeah.
It's a record.
And that's what I'm saying. So to say Baltimore can undercut Lamar, I don't think that's the case anymore. The next question I have, though, is between that trio we've just spoke about, Herbert, Lamar, and Burrow, who gets $200 million guaranteed? I think that's the next level, right?
Right. And I think the problem now for Lamar Jackson, who reportedly was looking for $200 million guaranteed, is that now that Jalen Hurts, who is better than Deshaun Watson, an MVP candidate who has made a Super Bowl while Deshaun hasn't, now the Ravens can show Lamar that the Cleveland deal for Deshaun was an outlier. And now I think Lamar Jackson is the one who is affected by this the most and in a negative way because he's not getting Jalen Hurts money. He's not that player right now in his career. So had Hurts been able to get more than $230 million guaranteed, which Deshaun Watson got, that would have helped Lamar's case. I don't think this really helps Lamar at all. In fact, I think it might hurt him a little bit.
I think it may hurt him too.
Which sucks.
It does.
Yeah.
Because, I think this was probably this pathway, which we've seen Kyler Murray get paid and others get paid, and that mean Josh Allen even, that was the next step for Lamar. The thing is, Lamar knew he was the most important player on his team. One, because he got the MVP. One, his level of playmaking on the field, too, suggests that he was the most important person inside of Baltimore's locker room. But on top of that, Baltimore didn't have the cash to pay him, or they didn't want to pay him what Deshaun got. They were desperate. If the reports are true, he told them don't call me anymore. And then then Cleveland came back to Deshaun Watson with hey, look what we're willing to give you type of deal. And I'm sure owners everywhere are ticked off behind that, okay? Good for Deshaun. Amazing for him because he raised the floor up. Lamar's situation now says he's got to get about a 185 plus guaranteed.
Yeah, and NFL owners like Tennessee fans are angry at Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah, they are.
It's one area where NFL owners and Vols fans can relate. So interesting now for Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. Any big implications from this deal? I don't really think this changes a whole lot for either of those guys.
Not for those two. Like I said, more than anything, it puts Lamar in the roller coaster seat. It was like, okay, now you need to strap in.
Right.
For those two, no. I actually don't know if Herbert is going to get more than Jalen Hurts. Maybe he does because he's a Cali guy, with taxes and everything like that.
Sure.
But I don't think it changes much. And I'll say this. I think Joe Burrow is going to be the highest paid of all of them regardless of it.
Absolutely.
Change much, Will? No. The numbers will be in the same neighborhood.
Here's the other thing that's interesting of this. The difference between a first-round quarterback salary and a second-round quarterback salary at this point in these guys' young careers are substantial.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts has earned about a total of $4.6 million in the league. Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert have earned $30.6 million and $22.3 million, respectively.
Yeah.
And obviously, as a second-round pick, Jalen Hurts didn't have the option of a fifth-year option with Philadelphia. So this thing had to get done a little bit sooner because there isn't that fifth year tacked on. But the window is open now for Joe and Justin. And I think now the real race here was between Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow's representatives to get something done with their teams. And really, I guess I should phrase this as the race was between Philadelphia and Cincinnati.
It was.
Philadelphia saved money by getting Jalen Hurts done before Joe Burrow.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And because of that, Joe will get the highest pay grade. But I think, like you said, Jalen Hurts been in the league for 2 years. He has the ability right now. Well, he just jumped the line as far as getting paid, too. Yep. And the other portion of it, though, is that fifth-year option. So the way I've always kind of explained it is if you got 5 years, you got 3 years to get it done. You do a 4-year deal, you got 2 years to get back to the plate going into the third. This proves the theory right of, look, the guarantee aspect of what you get is based off the amount of years. You do a 5, you're getting 3. If you do really good, you'll get that 4th year. But Jalen Hurts beat him, and I love the idea that he was a second-round draft pick on top of that, too. More or less, for me, Will, the fan base perspective of you got to get the first-rounder. And every quarterback we've been speaking about this morning, yes, is a first-rounder, but those dudes came from a very talented draft class that year. Did they not? Or a couple of draft classes. People were still unsure about Josh Allen. There was a lot of questions about him coming from Wyoming. Justin Herbert had questions, although you knew he was going to be good. Jeff Schwartz has come on here and said he knew he was going to be good. And then, of course, Joe Burrow. I don't think you're going to get another one of those. We're not talking about a Joe Burrow in next year's draft class right now.
Joe Burrow's come around once every 5 years.
Okay. There we go then.
Trevor Lawrence was closer to a Joe Burrow, but I don't even think he is at that level.
He didn't have the spark that he did that soon.
Right. He was supposed to be the Joe Burrow level, and then Joe – in that last season with LSU, just totally flipped with it.
Yeah, he did, 100%.
Going into 2020.
But business is booming as far as NFL quarterbacks go. It really is.
615-737-1045, the number if you want to jump in on this conversation. We'll get to Dane Brugler's 7-round mock draft coming up next from The Athletic. The other interesting part of the Hurts deal before we kind of wrap up this part of the discussion is the injury guarantee is the second highest ever in NFL history. $179.3 million guaranteed against injury.
Wow.
Of that, $110 million fully guaranteed at signing.
Goodness.
I went into the wrong line of work. Not that I had a choice.
I knew I should have taken that drop back that one day in middle school practice. I knew I should have did that.
Yeah, you're the one who made me went into the wrong line.
I should have taken that drop back.
You played 11 years. You didn't do anything.
I know, but goodness, that bread is a little bit different. But I'll throw this in there, too. This is also the growth of the league. Those TV deals, YouTube TV, Sunday Ticket, Apple TV, Amazon, the gambling side of it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I remember having this conversation years back with some of my teammates talking about football is going to plateau and level off. And I was just like, dude, that's the thing about it. Like soccer, football is the world sport, right?
Of course.
It's the biggest sport. That's the biggest argument for people who are like soccer purists. So it's not bigger than soccer? Yeah, okay. But as far as American sports go, American football runs everything else into the ground.
You're getting like heavyweight boxer level money now.
Yeah.
For some of these guys. And not quite that level. But, I mean, like, I remember when we went over $40 million a year with Dak Prescott a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal.
I remember when Ben got 27, and that was a big deal. Ben getting $27 million a year was like a big deal.
That's what the QB1 here in Music City, USA is getting right now.
I was in like 2014, Will.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, $27 million. Like nobody had touched $30 million yet. And now these dudes is averaging $51 million a year.
And I'll tell you what, the winner out of all of this still, and I was wrong in the moment when it happened, the winner is still the Kansas City Chiefs for what they got Patrick Mahomes at.
Yeah.
Locking that guy down for as long as they did.
Yeah.
I know the cap number is going to go way up, but the new TV money is going to go way up as well.
They'll renegotiate.
I'll throw this one in there too. Jalen Hurts' agent, she also has Quentin Williams. So she's leaving Philly right now, probably going up to the Jets and being like, hey, y'all. Hey, y'all see what I just did down there?
Right.
She tweeted out, I think, like last year sometime, I need to find a Brinks truck.
Can I ask you guys something, though, honestly, on this agent thing?
Yeah.
Have agents always been this out front in the open? Like, I know Scott Boras has.
Yeah.
You have certain agents that have always been public figures.
Rosenhaus,
of course.
Lee Steinberg way back in the day.
I feel like we know more agents' names than we ever have.
The money's so big, and they can negotiate and go back at people in the media on social media too now.
Saw that here with the Jeffrey Simmons deal.
We did see that happen. What about we know more about AJ's agent, right? What was his name? Godly.
Guy that was Debo's. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I don't remember off the top of my head either. But yeah, his agent is absolutely
Tory Dandy.
Tory Dandy. Imagine who else he's picking up in this year's draft.
Telling you.
Well, and I think they have to be out there more because with social media and how much players are using social media, they have to go and present themselves.
And they're making businesses of it, too, as far as the entertainment side of it.
More avenues of communication to get paid or get a deal sooner or later.
And here's the other pro tip, too. Anybody can be an agent. You just got to get certified. So you better separate yourself because there's so many people knocking at your door.
You got to get a law degree, too, though.
No, you don't.
I mean,
well, you should have.
You don't have to, but like no one's going to sign you.
You'd be surprised.
Or you got to have somebody in house with a law degree.
Yeah, somebody got to have it somewhere.
Right.
You'd be surprised, though, Will.
Dane Brugler's 7-round mock draft in The Athletic is interesting.
Excuse me?
Titans fans are going to hate one pick and love two more. 3 players that we have discussed quite a bit over the last couple of months, including 2 that we saw in Mobile at the Senior Bowl, mocked to the Tennessee Titans. It is almost enough. The picks at 41 and 72 to offset how wretched the pick at 11 is. Which gives you a pretty clear indication of who the Titans select at 11. Coming up next on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, 104.5 The Zone.
It's Ramon Foster for Window Nation, and everyone loves a smart investment, and there's no better place right now to put your money than in your home. Yes, y'all know that this market is fire hot right now, but here's the thing. If your home is 20 years or older, Window Nation has the perfect offer for you. Get 0% financing for 5 years. This is unheard of. 0 interest for 5 years. Plus, Window Nation will give you 2 free windows with every 2 you buy. You can protect and increase the value of your home today by calling 866-90Nation or going online at windownation.com. windownation.com. Also, increasing the value of your home by up to $12,000 with new windows. You get a federal tax credit behind that up to $500. And the best part about it, the average installer has over 16 years of experience with over 20,000 windows installed. That means they know what they are doing and they will do it well. Also, the other aspect of this, weather impacts your windows. Hot days, y'all know that. Cold nights can cause caulk to crack, seal failures, and condensation. Window Nation only uses the top-of-the-line materials, including mold, spray, and quad max sealant. Toughest against all window conditions. Y'all know we have wind, we have snow, we have heat, we have rain, we have everything that you can imagine here in Nashville, Tennessee. So, again, get 2 windows free on any style window from Window Nation, plus pay nothing with no interest until 2025. Call 866-90Nation or go online at windowNation.com.
I just finished watching Levis. I think this guy might have been genetically engineered to be an NFL quarterback. Tough, durable, makes tight throws in tight windows.
There's Peyton Manning talking about the man who the Athletics' Dane Brugler has mocked to your Tennessee Titans.
It's interesting. I wonder if Peyton would want to be looking like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he said engineer. Like did that come kind of backhanded in him giving that compliment? Like that doesn't help you at quarterback though.
Right.
You know, it's like, yeah, he can lift the house, but dude can't block nobody.
It's Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors here on 104.5 The Zone. So the difference between being genetically engineered to play quarterback and being mentally engineered to play the quarterback position.
Right.
Because Peyton Manning will probably love to have had the physical tools of Will Levis to pair with accuracy and knowing how to play the quarterback position. And I'm not sure Will Levis is nearly as competent in that department as many of his counterparts are.
I love to have both, meaning mental and physical.
Oh, yeah.
But I take the mental side over the physical, I feel like, most times at the quarterback position. Now, again, if you're just that dynamic, Vic was that dynamic. Vic was also a smart dude, too. I played with him. Like, he knew the game inside and out. But if I can get both, give me both. And that's also what Jalen Hurts got to, right? As far as his physical side, meeting up with his mental. Yep.
And Bryce Young as well.
Bryce, yes.
The physical isn't quite there, but scoring record highs on the S2 cognition test, which still is something that I can't believe has just kind of replaced the Wonderlic.
I know.
I like it better than the Wonderlic from what I've heard about.
The Wonderlic is like standardized testing.
Right.
It's all circumstantial to how you raise up at times. Like this S2 is the name of this testing, makes the most sense to me. It's reactionary. It really is telling of what you can do in those settings. And this day and age, if I'm not mistaken, like most kids play video games or have played video games, so the reaction of it, you should be in line to what this testing suggests. Like this is one of those, hey, we got to evolve the way we evaluate guys.
Sure.
This is the evolution of it to me. I like it.
So Dan Brugler has a full 7-round mock drafts at The Athletic. I don't think we can complain about this mock draft as much as we do many others from just random people. Because Dan Brugler's not a random guy.
No.
This is a guy who does detailed research on every prospect in the draft from pick 1 to Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
And is also talking about what he's hearing within the industry. And the mock drafts that I find meaningful are the ones from people who are talking to other general managers and scouts, not just insert guy from insert, draft website here who does these kind of things.
Yeah, they just want to get on the panel and talk.
Right.
Yeah.
So at number 1, Bryce Young to Carolina. It's expected at this point. At number 2, Dan Brugler has C.J. Stroud going to Houston, but there's an interesting description to this and a caveat for maybe not as much of a certainty as we thought it was concerning C.J. Stroud going to.
Right.
He writes, as I grow more and more confident about the number 1 pick, I feel less sure about what the Texans will do at 2. Dane Brugler says, I'm told there isn't a unanimous belief among the Houston coaches that an available quarterback will be worthy of this pick. At this point, he says, I'm still leaning Stroud. If not to Houston, then probably to another team that comes up for him. But he says, for my final mock next week, might have Alabama's Will Anderson or Texas Tech's Tyree Wilson or a different quarterback. At number 2.
I just think that's such a smokescreen.
I don't know.
For what reason, Shay?
For the Texans, if it's not Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud's good enough to go number 2. We've now entered the part of the cycle, and this always happens about 2 to 3 weeks before the draft, that we now start finding reasons to take guys that are at a certain place and finding every reason to possibly tear them down. And I think so much of it is just misinformation, smokescreen, trying to just create a ton of chaos out there to get everybody off the scent of where to go and what to do. C.J. Stroud is worth the 2nd overall pick. To say otherwise is dumb. It's silly.
Okay. They still have the quarterback from last year. Goodness gracious. Davis Mills.
Mills Mafia.
All right, so you bring in C.J. Stroud and you try both of them.
Okay, but what I'm saying is this. If they don't believe totally in them, and let's say Davis Mills has developed a little bit more than we know at this point right now, you can it's a question, what's a franchise quarterback? A franchise quarterback is somebody that you can cater to get to what you want them, get them to do what you want them to do. Davis Mills ain't terrible. Is he?
I don't think he's terrible.
No,
I mean he was bad last year, but that was a bad team.
That was a bad team. But if he's not terrible and you can build around him, why wouldn't you? And especially to keep him at a cheap price right now too.
Again, it's the two philosophies we've been talking about on this show. The one philosophy of, okay, get a quarterback and build around them, where the quarterback, it almost doesn't matter who the quarterback is. The quarterback just has to be good enough. And then the other philosophy, which is the one that I've been talking about a little bit more, is keep shooting your shots on a quarterback. Shoot as many shots as it takes to get the guy. Yeah. It's basically the trust the process method with the 76ers. And here's the thing. There's pros and cons to both of those methods. There's validity to both of those. Yeah. But you can't tell me that, I don't know. We don't think that, that C.J. Stroud might not be. Shut up. Come on. Come off it.
You have to take advantage of the fact that you have a number 2 pick in a class with more than one good quarterback prospects.
Okay.
Because last year, there wasn't more than one great quarterback prospect.
It was not. You're 100%
Brock
correct.
Purdy ended up being one, but Brock Purdy's ceiling was as an NFL backup coming out of the draft.
Yeah.
Well, Brock Purdy, wasn't he Mr. Irrelevant? Wasn't he the last pick of his draft? Yeah.
Right.
And that goes back to the first philosophy that we talked about of, okay, you've got a great team around that guy. And it was mentioned the other day, Nate Washington mentioned it on the show. He's like, I don't think Ryan Tannehill can lead this team to a Super Bowl, but that doesn't mean you have to have an elite quarterback to go to a Super Bowl. Well, here's the problem. You have teams that do go to a Super Bowl without an elite quarterback, but the elite quarterback ends up winning.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it because elite quarterbacks don't fall out of trees. You have entire generations of franchises that go by before you get that elite quarterback. So that's where, I know it sounds semantic, but you can have a franchise quarterback who's not elite, or you can have an elite franchise quarterback. There's a difference, and it does matter.
It does.
Ryan Tannehill's cap hit is also that of an elite quarterback. That's the other thing the Titans are working against, is that his cap hit leading the NFL last year at the quarterback position means that you should be getting elite quarterback play out of that guy, which is completely unfair to Ryan.
Or he plays well enough this year, and I'm going to mention the one thing that's going to light everything on fire.
I said this earlier. Can I just say, brace yourselves, both hands on the steering wheel.
Or you give him a short-term extension.
It would make a lot of sense.
A short-term extension?
Yeah.
As
Lower
in
the cap hit.
As in 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
I
mean,
new
deal with a lower cap hit.
I think even if you draft a quarterback.
I'm not saying you do it. Before everybody wrecks on I-40, I'm not saying you do it. What I'm saying is that is an option that's out there on the table. And if you're talking about a guy who's quote-unquote good enough, then he is good enough. I think a lot of people don't like Ryan Tannehill right now, more so because of the deal than anything else.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. In Dane Brugler's mock draft, we're going to get to all the Titans picks coming up here in a second. Wanted to go through the top 11 picks first, so Titans fans know what's happening in front of them. Will Anderson to Arizona at 3. This is assuming no trade there. Anthony Richardson to Indianapolis at 4. Tyree Wilson to Seattle at 5. Makes sense. You get the 2 corners off the board at 6 and 7. Christian Gonzalez and Devin Witherspoon. That's expected at this point. Witherspoon at 7 would surprise me a little bit.
Why is that?
Corner from Illinois, because I think Vegas is either in this thing for a quarterback or an offensive lineman.
Okay, I was just wondering. I thought you were saying he wasn't good enough. Okay,
right.
Yeah, okay.
Nolan Smith, 8 to Atlanta. How about that?
That's kind of shocking to me.
It wouldn't shock me.
Well, I've seen him late first, second round on
4-4s.
4-3.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know. Like
Nolan Smith is that guy.
Whew.
Nolan Smith at 11, I think, is a very realistic possibility for the Tennessee Titans.
A few weeks ago, he's the guy that's most intriguing because what if I get a Micah Parsons?
I know. That's what that's the level of potential you have at Nolan Smith.
Because what is his position?
And I still think that if a couple of the linemen are gone, the Titans can't make a deal to move up to 3, and the quarterback you're not thrilled about is the only one at 11, Nolan Smith at 11 has Mike Vrabel written all over it. All over it. And honestly, I would love that pick.
I don't know if you said it on air. I know we've talked about it. He's like, this lends itself to us thinking Vrabel's going to do an offensive guy, and he does the opposite.
How many times have we seen it happen? I mean, this team waited and traded up for Dez Fitzpatrick on day 3 a couple of years ago when they needed a wide receiver on day 2 at the latest. And that was when they had A.J. Brown.
They picked Dez Fitzpatrick when they could have had Trace.
That's true.
Here's the thing, by the way, too. I'm not going to – y'all will hear me the week after the draft. I remember people roasted that pick at the time. You're not going to hear me roast an entire draft the week after. But 2 years later,
we can talk about
that's when the receipts come due.
That's
well,
right.
I will say on this show, because it's true, we destroyed that pick in the moment.
Yeah.
Immediately.
I didn't have much.
Whether we should have or not,
right.
We did. We stood by that.
The pick I roasted was Racy B. Math, but that's a separate discussion.
I didn't mind that as much. It's just that was a later round.
Later round, it is what it is. But when Trey Smith was still there, again.
Well, but again, if you measure everything about when Trey Smith was still there, that's an entirely different discussion.
It's a nuanced discussion.
You had a guy with a first or second round grade, but then you had the health issue. But yet you go and get Caleb Farley, who had barely played, who's had more back surgeries than an octogenarian.
I know.
But yet you don't pick Trey?
Octogenarian.
I don't even
it's
know
called
what that is.
80-something-year-old person. Look it up, boys and girls. Check your transcripts.
We didn't learn that one in English 101 at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville.
The more you know.
I actually thought that was like something you learned in like the prehistoric Earth. Like
it's not the Jurassic era.
I thought it was a dinosaur.
You thought that was a dinosaur fossil outside of the Plum Museum at UT, where you went in to take English, where you didn't learn that word.
What's the word again?
No, I ain't spelling it for you.
Can we do word of the day with Jonathan Shaver?
No, because people get pissed off when I do that because they think, oh, he's talking big words. No, I paid attention.
No, but Ramon and I talking enough small words that it would offset what we do.
That's what I'm saying. Well, octogenarian. Is that it?
I did it for effect, y'all. Come on. What are we doing?
Well,
I love that that's what we took from
who has that backlog?
Leave Jonathan Shaver.
Nerd.
Hey, look at me. Look at me.
I know.
Look at me. No. Look at me.
I'm the captain now.
Okay. Number 9, Jalen Carter to Chicago.
I don't know if he's going to last that long.
Here's the thing. If the board goes this way for the Titans, take an offensive lineman at 11. That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
So 9, Jalen Carter. 10, Lucas Van Ness of Iowa to Philly. That would be a very Philadelphia pick.
I'm a big fan of that.
Is.
Lucas Van Ness is him.
Young dude, too.
And then at number 11, we've already told you.
Do it, Shafe.
From the University of Kentucky, Will Levis to the Tennessee Titans. Here's the thing. If Peter Skoronski and Paris Johnson are both on the board and you have not traded up and are still picking at 11, you don't even have to take more than 1 minute of the clock. Take one of those two guys.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't think those two guys are available. I think maybe one of them between Skoronski and Johnson. I think Peter Skoronski might be there at 11.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to give away what my pick is going to be next week. Peter Skoronski of Northwestern is my pick for the Tennessee Titans. Absolutely. It's boring. This team needs a little bit of boring.
We should do a top 11 exercise next week.
Absolutely.
I'm for it if you are.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, and Caleb, definitely. Shafe, you too, maybe.
He is the captain now.
What do you mean, maybe?
Because, you got so much else going on. I don't want to
I can at least do that.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Well, that's fair enough.
Hey, my name is Schaefer.
So
this
you
is
said
crazy.
Give you protection over the quarterback if
draft
late.
me, maybe.
I love you guys, just so you know that. I love that we can just blow past anything that we have going on. I'm not even. I love that, because it takes a special group to do what we do.
See, that's what's funny is that you'll say that, and the biggest instigator and cheerleader when it comes to that methodology is you.
I can't wait.
It all starts from you.
Instigator?
No,
Don't even know her.
We just had that training, Will.
Coming up next, we continue in the first round. We'll let Ramon Foster finish his point before I started singing Rebecca Black.
It's Friday.
Where Skoronski goes, who else goes to the Titans in this exercise from Dane Brugler? I love picks 41 and 72 from the Titans in Dane Brugler's mock draft. I'll tell you who they are coming up next. More more sing-alongs as well. Who's to say on 104.5 The Zone?
Right.
Twitter fingers. Can you believe it?
It's Ramon Foster for Old School Vapor. And yes, it's April, and it's time for Old School Vapor's 420 sale. That's right, April 19th through the 22nd. All products at Old School Vapor will be at least 25% off. Plus, they're giving away free items. If you spend $30, $60, or $100, you're guaranteed to get something for free. On top of those awesome offers, you can get the popular F-bars, any variety, 2 for just $33.99. And while you're there, check out their wide selection of Esco bars, glass pipes, and smell-proof bags, and there's so much more there too. Go shop Old School Vapor selection of over 200 legal CBD products from brands like Looper, Torch, Hidden Hills, and more. They have the most knowledgeable staff that you'll find, and they'll help you decide what products are best for you and even for your fur babies too. Visit oldschoolvapor.com, check them out on Instagram, or just Google Old School Vapor to find the nearest location. They have 4 of them: Franklin, both ends of Spring Hill, and Columbia, and more to come soon. That's Old School Vapor. And some of these products contain nicotine, which is an addictive chemical. You must be 20 years or older to purchase, and no sales to minors.
Tune in and join the Titans radio crew, including the voice of the Titans, the Vought, Mike Keith. They broadcast live from 6th and Peabody for Titans Draft Night coming up Thursday of next week. Can't get here soon enough. Your Titans Radio's coverage and every selection of the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft on 104.5 The Zone starting at 6 o'clock that night. For more info on Titans Draft Night, you know where to go, 1045thezone.com.
That's right. Draft night coverage, always a highlight on Titans Radio and 104.5 The Zone. Looking forward to that.
You know who's going to be a part of that?
I was going to say.
Guy sitting next to you.
Looking forward to hearing Ramon Foster, a part of the best draft coverage in the world, Craig.
In the world, y'all.
The world on Titans Radio. The amount of preparation those guys put into this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, legitimately, 2 weeks after the last game of the season in Week 18, they were rolling.
They stack their production, man, the same way like NFL teams do.
Legitimately.
It is detail. You become a better pro being around those guys on Titans Radio, man. You really do. You really do. I look forward to it. I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't think this is out of bounds sharing this. I mean, before Ramon did his first draft coverage with them, a little nervous because he knew he had to step up his game.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Knew the bar was higher.
No, I wish you would walk in there thinking you can halfway play around with them. No, absolutely not. Like, when they come to you, you got to be correct.
That group fool around and find out.
Well, and that's the thing, too. You fool around and find out, you won't get invited back, and that's when you know, like, yeah, I messed up.
You'd probably rather mess around and not watch as much film when it comes to blocking a 300-pound defensive lineman.
Yeah.
You'd rather mess with them than mess
Will
with
this be your third year with them? I think
third year.
Yeah.
You know who's that 300-pound lineman? Mike Keith.
Excuse me?
Afraid of Mike
Excuse
Keith.
me?
Mike Keith stares down with you like he's on.
Are you scared
Nah,
of Mike?
I'm messing with Mike Keith. Okay. I'm messing. He's such a dude, man. I have one of the best announcers here. You hear me? Mike Keith is that good. I love to. I was listening when Jeff signed, listening to different networks and stuff like that. I was on NFL for a second. I was listening. I told you B-Hop for a little while.
Right.
And when they announced Big Jeff, you hear Mike Keith in the commercial bed with him like, sack! Jeff
You hit that pretty well, actually. Pretty good.
Wait, Moan did that?
Yeah, I thought you were just playing a sounder.
No.
That was a one-off. Don't get too excited.
For someone that doesn't get very excited about sacks.
No, baby.
There he is.
No.
He's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
He's back.
No, but I actually get more excited about Mike Keith on the commercial than I do hearing Jeffrey's name come up, man.
To be honest, I get most excited about seeing Lucas jump up in the air in the background of those Titans radio videos every time they do anything. Of him just literally jumping. Like, woo.
It is.
I love it. I'm so glad there's not a camera on us when we do Nashville SC games.
Oh, y'all get emotional?
Oh no, I'm over here doing like Tiger Woods fist pumping after hitting like a 30-yard putt. That's my thing. I'm a big fist pump guy.
Real quick.
After a big call.
30-yard putt? 90 feet?
30 yards.
Yeah, sure.
More iconic fist pump. More iconic
Absolutely.
fist pump. Jordan or Tiger Woods?
What are you talking about?
Fist pump.
Tiger.
Tigers is more
the
iconic.
uppercut.
Okay.
I like the uppercut.
Okay. All right. Let's check it. We're on the same page. Okay.
2 more picks to detail in a little bit more from Dane Brugler for the Titans. 41, your boy.
Talk to me.
North Dakota State.
Cody Mauch.
Cody Mauch. I would absolutely love this pick for the Titans at 41.
You know what? And this one's going to come with some controversy, too. You know that, don't you?
Of course, because he went to North Dakota State.
There we go, right there. Tell you this.
It's funny because in the sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
In the description, Dane Brugler says Mauch is a much better prospect than his former Bison teammate. Notice I said Bison, not Bisons. Part of Nashville. And current Titans lineman Dylan Radins.
Mm-hmm. That is the sticking point right there. They're going to look at Cody Mauch to come in and say, hey, don't be this. Right, wrong, and different, Will. Like, don't be this.
So here's the controversy I'm going to enjoy, Ramon and Shay. When the Titans draft an interior lineman at 41 that starts before their tackle at 11.
Oh, my gosh.
There is a very real possibility that happens. Spot the lie.
I can't.
The best time to draft a left tackle is when you don't need one. Titans don't need one. Yeah.
That's fair. I'll give you that one.
Which better one to draft than one that can also play guard?
Need one.
Well, let's say this: unless you're top 10,
right?
Define they don't need one.
They have one on the roster
They have
already.
a guy who's going to be playing left tackle.
Correct. The point is that before Andre Dillard, they needed a left tackle.
They needed one.
Their need is now different. The guy's making $9 million a year.
I wrote that too.
I want to change that a little bit. Their need is not as urgent.
Correct.
Yeah.
The best time to draft a left tackle is when your need is not urgent.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. I'm
not as wild about this Dillard signing as other people are.
After the conversations I've kind of had around it too, it's hot or cold.
I think it's a guy that they've made a small commitment to with hopes that the high-end talent level will play out and that he'll catch a spark here.
That's exactly what you're looking for.
Sure. A couple other picks to wrap this up. 72. This is the guy that's continuing to be mocked to the Titans in a 3+ round mock draft. That's Jonathan Mingo, the wide receiver from Ole Miss, because he's one of two big physical wide receivers in this entire class. The other one's Cedric Tillman. Cedric Tillman's not going to be there in the third round. If he is, better go ahead and turn that card in pretty quickly. But I think either Cedric Tillman or Jonathan Mingo is. I would take those two against the field as far as wide receivers in this draft class on the first 2 days.
Yeah.
I think one of those two is a very strong possibility.
Mingo, to me, fits the mold of a Titans wide receiver more than anybody in this draft.
Really well.
He does. He really does.
The other picks, Tyrus Wheat, an edge from Mississippi State to the Titans. Get an NIL deal for bread for him. If he didn't have one, that's a missed opportunity down there in Cal College. Jarrett Patterson, guard/center from Notre Dame at 186. Anthony Johnson Jr., safety from Iowa State at 228. Titans love themselves a day 3 safety who ends up becoming a starter.
Or a big special teams guy.
Right. Dan Cruikshank, Amani Hooker.
Amani Hooker, is that late?
Amani Hooker was day 3, correct? No?
Maybe right.
No,
I want to say
double check. I want to say day 2, but
fourth round. 116th overall. There you go.
Yes, he was.
There you go.
Dan Cruikshank was the other one. Brady Breeze, another one who didn't really end up working out, but and Theo Jackson too, who also didn't work out.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree with that statement.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking the other Jackson. I'm sorry.
Which other Jackson?
Michael?
That was out of Marshall that played safety, 7th rounder.
Chris Jackson.
Yeah, Chris Jackson. I was going to say Corey Jackson.
Chris has been good for a 7th rounder.
Yeah, Chris has been good for a 7th rounder. So I got him mixed up with Theo, who got traded to the Vikings.
Right.
Amani Hooker's only 24.
Yeah.
He's a young dude.
Amani Hooker is a good building block for this team.
Wow.
That's a guy that is not getting paid a ton, but getting paid.
Right.
Those are the kinds of guys that you build a winning team around, are the Amani Hookers of the world. Day 3 picks that you bring back for a second contract. And coming up next, the Titans had some depth yesterday at the linebacker position. Mike Tanier of Football Outsiders joins us at 8:20. We'll get his thoughts on Richardson, Levis, the fits for the Titans, and how sustainable it is for the Titans to build an offense around a running quarterback. Whether that's Richardson or Hooker, is that feasible when you don't know how much longer Derrick Henry is going to be the running back for the Tennessee Titans? We'll do that coming up next. Halftime of the show. Much more still to come. Ramon, Kalen, Will, 104.5 The Zone.
If you have a wet basement or crawl space, it's time to call United Structural Systems. We've all heard about these guys for a long time, and for good reasons. They've served Middle Tennessee since 1994, and they've helped thousands of satisfied residential customers. They are the go-to company when it comes to foundation repair and waterproofing. And if you have a wet basement or crawl space, you don't have to put up with that. Water intrusion and moisture could give you all sorts of problems down the road, and you want to get this fixed. It could be because you have poor drainage or surface water flooding over the walls, or underwater pressure forcing water into the basement, or it could be a plumbing leak. You just don't know. But the team at United Structural Systems will find out why you have a wet basement or crawl space, and will give you a plan to fix it. And if you do decide to move forward, best part is you don't pay a dime until the work is done and you are satisfied. So get that free estimate from the people I trust. Go to USSTN.com. That's USSTN.com, or call them 615-227-2275. United Structural Systems.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson from 104.5 The Zone's Morning Show. Ramon, Kayla, and Will, and I am a proud participant in this year's Visionaries of the Year campaign for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and it is my privilege to be sitting here with Olivia. She is going through this battle right now at 10 years old. I know it has not been easy for you. You've been going through treatments and continue to. Why is it so very important for people to donate?
So we can get easier treatment options, and it will help the research of leukemia and lymphoma.
Yeah, and this is such a strong young lady, and every little bit will help. Like she said, the Dare to Dream campaign for safer treatments. This is not a disease that discriminates. It hits all ages. We've seen athletes that are dealing with that right now as we speak. But Olivia right here, she's going to win this battle, and we are here to help. So you can easily donate. Every dollar counts. Just click on that QR code at the top of Zone TV. You can just also go to 1045thezone.com.
.801. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer from the Superbook.com sports desk. The Philadelphia Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts have reached an agreement on a 5-year, $255 million extension, including over $179 million guaranteed. Hurts' deal the biggest contract in terms of average annual value in NFL history. The Titans have agreed to terms with linebacker Ben Neiman. He is a 5-year veteran who played in 79 games between the Chiefs and the Cardinals. Last season with the Cardinals, Neiman tallied 70 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and 1 fumble recovery in 17 games with 9 starts. Also a key special teams player. Tennessee and Lady Vols head coach Kelly Harper have agreed on a contract extension through the 2027-28 season. And the Braves, they've won 7 in a row, defeated the Padres 2-0 yesterday.
One down for Austin Riley. Ronald takes a lead at second, offering on the way. That is drilled down the left field line towards the corner. Say goodbye to that one. A 2-run homer for Austin Riley, and the Braves are at it again in the first inning.
And that is all that the Braves needed. Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Grizzlies became the second youngest defensive player of the year in NBA history, led the league in blocks for the second straight season. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Second half of the show starts now on a Tuesday morning edition of Ramon, Kayla, and Will. And as always, it's powered by our friends at All Four Seasons Garage Doors. When trust matters, count on All Four Seasons Garage Doors in Nashville. Professional garage door installation and repair from a locally owned and family-run business. Visit allfourseasonsgarages.com/Nashville. Alongside our 11-year NFL veteran, Ramon Foster, the best producer in the world behind the glass, Jonathan Schaefer.
The best producer in the world!
Coming up in 15 minutes, Mike Tanier of Football Outsiders, who always brings it, will join us hitting the NFL headlines and discussing the Titans' pursuit of a quarterback in the first round of the NFL draft. In that voice you just heard a moment ago, Ron Slay, joining us at 9:20 this morning. My name is Will Bowling.
His name is Will Bowling!
There it is.
Follow the show on Twitter at Ramon Kayla Will, where you can interact in the conversation. Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Hello to all of our friends watching our beautiful faces for radio, wherever they view shows and view social media posts.
Yeah, man.
So yesterday, Tennessee had their awards banquet, their student-athlete awards.
Yeah.
Did they do this when you were there?
No, did not do this, Will, at all.
So
did not.
It's called Rocky Top Royale now. When I was there, it was called the Volskers, which I thought was terrific.
The Volskers. I don't think
Volskers
we had the
is great.
No, we did not.
I never won a
If
Volsker.
we did, I was going to say.
I never won one, but you know.
Yeah, I know I didn't get one, man. They started doing
Dunder Mifflin or what?
no.
The Dundee?
Hey,
What's it called?
There's be no Vol slander from you.
Ramon said he is the captain now, apparently.
Hey, Moan.
What?
Hey, Moan.
What?
Bleep you, Ramon Foster.
You Smokey, to reiterate your point there. Smokey Puppet telling Jonathan Schaefer there'll be no Vol slander. There you go.
Meow.
No, do that again with the Smoky Puppet. I got it queued up. Go ahead.
Meow. Ready? 1, 2.
I wasn't ready.
missed it.
I wasn't ready yet. I'd moved on to another screen.
Must be his transcript.
1, 2, 3.
Meow. Meow. We was off, man. You
We
know what?
suck.
That's
We
why
don't suck.
Smokey's on his own accord, man. He shows up whenever he needs to.
Demerit
That's
both
why.
of you.
Demerit both of us. You're right.
The Titans agreed to terms with veteran linebacker Ben Neiman yesterday. Played his first 4 seasons with the Kansas City Chiefs. Spent last season with the Arizona Cardinals. In 5 NFL seasons, has 237 tackles, a pair of sacks, 21 starts in 79 games. Look, it's always good to get an Iowa linebacker. A corn-fed Iowa Midwestern linebacker.
Yeah. You know what I take from that, man? Is a special teamer until furthermore at this point. Will.
Probably.
So is that replacing Ola in some way?
Ola and probably Cole.
Yeah. Yeah, Cole.
Yeah.
Already got Luke Gifford from the Cowboys to fill that role.
Is he related to? Never mind.
I mean, you want to talk about revamping the linebacker room?
Is he related to Kathy?
I don't think so, Ramon.
Excuse me.
Okay. I think it's more insurance for if Monty Rice gets hurt again.
You think so? Well, yeah, he does have to stay healthy.
This guy started 21 games, career high in with 70 tackles last season in 2022. Played 4 seasons at Iowa, 199 tackles, 4 sacks, pair of picks. Starting the final 40 games of his collegiate career for the Hawkeyes. Beautiful Kinnick Stadium.
Okay.
Titans have quietly added 8 free agents since free agency began last month. If it doesn't feel like that many.
It doesn't. What's interesting, though, is these have not been major splash guys. Arden Key was, for sure. Z's
I would
was
say Arden Key for sure.
Splash guys. But the guys in between all of that, though, Will, have honestly just been like, okay, like Shafe said before the end of the break, high output guys is what you're hoping for. Like, you do need those core guys that's going to be able to, like, really drive your team. Like, it's led by the A guys, right? Like,
sure.
your Byers, your Jeffrey Simmons, Tannehill, Derrick Henry's in that conversation at all times. But having good core guys, man, to make plays for you, just simply doing their job, doing that role, you have to have those dudes a part of your fold. Like, because there's too many injuries and there's too many other plays that have to be made, and Jeff can't be everywhere.
615-737-1045, the number this morning as we get ready to talk with Mike Tanier coming up next. We will talk to Mike about Anthony Richardson, who finished his Titans visit yesterday, according to a tweet from NFL Media's Cameron Wolfe earlier this morning, and headed to Atlanta, where he is today with the Falcons on a 30 visit. The Ravens will meet with Anthony Richardson tomorrow. That is Richardson's final in-person visit to complete his pre-draft 30 tour. The other teams who have joined the Titans, Falcons, and Ravens in meeting with Richardson, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Carolina Panthers, and Jim Irsay's Indianapolis Colts.
Wow.
The Indianapolis Colts.
That's right.
He's going to be one of those top guys, I think. I still will say this. I think one of these quarterbacks slide. I do. If you get one, it's between Anthony Richardson and Will and Levis.
So not C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud's gone.
Who reportedly is sliding, according to the rumors and smokescreens and lies.
Sliding where is the next question I have for you. Like from 1 to 2, that's a slide for sure. But overall, C.J. Stroud's going. Top 4.
Probably. There's a lot of weird misinformation around the Texans right now.
It is. And if who's number 2 overall pick is Texans.
Houston. And Nick Caserio, who had to say yesterday, a la Jordan Belfort, I'm not leaving, at his press conference as the Texans general manager, saying, no, I'm staying here.
If what I'm saying is this, if Houston does pass on a quarterback, that means that Indy gets C.J. Stroud. Ain't no other way around it.
I don't know, though, because then if C.J. Stroud is somehow available at number 3, then I'm okay with the Titans trading up to 3. I would, if C.J. Stroud is the guy you're moving up to pick, go ahead and do it.
My thing is, where's your capital in all of this, though, Will, to give it up?
The next 2 years of drafts and then maybe a player?
That's career suicide, if you're asking me.
Yeah.
For Vrabel and for Rand.
Yeah.
If you move up to 3.
100%.
Are you still like, go for it? You still like go for it?
We keep talking about going up to 3. What is the price going to be for 3? And do the Titans have enough draft capital they're willing to trade for to go to 3? And the answer is no. They don't. They just don't.
They got 6 picks in this draft this year, and they're all spread out.
Well, but now you're dipping into 2024.
And maybe 25 also.
And that's the thing. If you're the Cardinals, what do you want? Do you want that moving forward, or how much do you want for this year that you can capitalize on? So I just think every time we're linking the Titans to 3, we're never talking about draft capital.
Let me ask you this then. Let's talk about it. The Titans trade the Arizona Cardinals, the pick number 3. They trade number 11, a 2024 first, and Kevin Byard. Does that deal get done?
But again, do they want Kevin Byard, though? Because that's the thing. It's easy to throw Kevin Byard in there because you're the team that's trying to unload him.
100%.
Is the other team then wanting to absorb that? Mm-hmm. I think you have better luck at trading Derrick Henry than you do Kevin Byard in that situation.
Ooh.
Sure.
As I just lit everything on fire for the second time today.
No, I'm with you. I think in order for it to happen, the Titans are getting rid of a player in order to move up to 3.
I see a better scenario of the Titans going from 11 to 9 than I do seeing them going from 11 to 3.
That I'll go with. I see a better scenario of them going up a couple of spots instead of going the whole way to 3.
If they skid just a little bit as far as Levis and Anthony Richardson, and then they are about 8 or 9, I'll give that one because I was actually talking to a buddy of mine last night. They was talking about the weight of each draft pick.
Sure.
Like from 11 to 9 or 8 ain't that much capital. You trade draft picks and maybe give up a next year second.
That's what those slots. It's exactly what I was going to ask you. Is probably you trade and then a second next year.
Yes, 100%.
To go up 2 spots.
Maybe to Shay's point, Byard, because I don't know how this is gonna work out. If Byard's look, man, I forgive y'all type of dude, and he's a cool dude, very cool individual.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Maybe I'm lying there.
That's the email of Kevin Byard telling the Titans, hey.
Yeah, no. If he's that cool of a dude to walk back into that building and say, man, yeah, nothing happened. Good for him. But I'm going to be honest with you. In this game, in this business, my ego wouldn't allow me to just be settled in. Knowing that I'm an all-pro guy, a Pro Bowl guy, have been your most consistent guy on defense and probably the second best guy on this defense too, and you ask me to take a pay cut, my ego ain't going to let me just be inside of that locker room.
Well, we'll ask Mike Tanier exactly that. Coming up next, our friend from FootballOutsiders.com. Why is everyone talking about the Titans moving up to 3 without talking about the capital needed to get there? Do the Titans really make as much sense to move up as many people are leading us to believe?
And also Bill Barnwell on ESPN saying they would be more likely to trade down and get more picks.
Interesting. Mike Tanier will join us to discuss that and much more. Always a good discussion when Mike joins us. Coming up next on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, 104.5 The Zone.
It's Ramon Foster from MyPhDWeightLoss.com. Listen to me, gang. I'm telling you, it's about to get warm outside. We still got few months left before the summer really hits us here in Tennessee. And everybody's trying to go to the beach, trying to get on vacation. I'm here to tell you this right now. Get yourself together, man. Just do as I did. And let's drop those LBs, those pounds. Get that unnecessary weight up off you because it's unnecessary. That's the whole point about it. My PhD weight loss, man, there is a system in place specifically for you, and they hadn't even met you yet, that says this is what you should do on this day, this hour, at this time. And there's nobody else planning exactly like yours but yours. That's the beauty of it. You have coaches that help you throughout the week to guide you into planning your weekend, planning your trips, planning your meals throughout. And it's also a level of encouragement and understanding of what you're getting yourself into. Also, when it comes down to dropping weight, some people just don't know how to do it. I was one of those guys. I just ran and lifted. No, sometimes you need a little bit of guidance, and my PhD weight loss has helped me in that also. I have a weekly call with Rachel every Thursday to discuss how my week is going and what we need to plan on. On average, most male clients lose between 3 to 5 pounds a week, depending on how you do your diet. Female clients lose between 2 to 3 pounds a week, depending on how you do it also and how it's structured. If this is something you've been thinking out, go to myphdweightloss.com. Again, myphdweightloss.com, and be sure to tell them that Ramon sent you.
Hour number 3 this morning, it's Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors, with Jonathan Schaefer making the show happen and Ramon Foster. I'm Will Bowling. As we go to the Mark Spain Real Estate Hotline, continuing to discuss a number of some real, some smokescreen NFL draft topics. A little bit of Titans moving up to 3. Anthony Richardson joining us to do all of that and more. Mike Tanier, our good friend from Football Outsiders. What's going on, Mike? Good morning.
Good morning. If you're moving up to 3, you could wind up with C.J. Stroud if you're interested.
So I was going to start here, Mike, because what did C.J. Stroud do to just begin to fall? Like, did we all just get bored, and now because of it, like, we're just talking about every possible iteration of this top 10, and now the Vegas odds have him as like the 3rd most likely number 2 overall pick? What's happening?
A couple of things. Basically, it boils down to a couple of ownership groups, the Peppers in Carolina and the Greater McNair family in Houston, that kind of got themselves in the mindset of Bryce Young or bust. Okay, Bryce Young or bust. So the Panthers moved up to number 1 so they can get Bryce Young. It looks like in the Texans organization, ownership said, if we can't get Bryce Young, let's do Davis Mills for another year. Let's go nuts. And I think that was one of the reasons why you heard about the GM possibly wanting to move. Now, he spoke yesterday, and he said he's going to stick around, et cetera. But, there's a little bit of chaos right now because I think coaches and general managers look at C.J. Stroud and say, well, yeah, this is a very strong overall prospect who could be ready to play right away. I think some of these owners are looking at we didn't get the guy we wanted, and now whatever, blow things up because it's not working out the way we wanted.
So at that point, Mike, talking about what we just did a minute ago about the Titans don't necessarily have the draft capital to realistically move up to 3, yet they continue to be linked towards a move up to 3 to grab Anthony Richardson. I made the statement a couple minutes ago. I would much rather go ahead and just risk it all and move up if C.J. Stroud is the guy versus Richardson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You have somebody who you have a little bit of comfort in terms of their floor, their potential floor in terms of a prospect. And you're right that, moving up, I'm looking at it, and it's not like you have a lot of extra picks lying around in Tennessee. The second-round pick alone doesn't get it all the way up there. So you're either going to be, trading next year's draft capital, high-level draft capital, to make that move, or you've got to make a determination and a hope that once – Stroud and Young are off the board, and let's say the Texans decide, you know what, we're gonna goof around for another year. Why not? It's been 3 years. Why not make it 4? Maybe you get Richardson slipping a little bit, that he gets down to these teams like the Seahawks and Lions and even the Raiders who have a temporary solution at quarterback, and they might not want to bite on Anthony Richardson. Then you have a place where you can say, 2nd round pick, move us to 6th. 2nd round pick, maybe even move us to 5th with some change, and then you might be able to get Anthony Richardson there.
The question is, man, watching Jalen Hurts get paid and looking at these franchise quarterbacks come out right now, 2nd round versus 1st round, what's the separator in you saying, man, we're going to commit to a guy and wait for him to develop versus, hey, we need our guy or nobody else when it comes down to teams being that good and finding their franchise guy, Mike?
I wouldn't look at it around. I think you have to look at the attributes. And if you look at the attributes right now, you can see it with Young, you can see it with Stroud, and you can see it with Richardson as being that guy. And then I think you have Levis and Hooker with the asterisk. And, maybe they would be the guys I think of, hey, you go in the 2nd round and you get that. I don't know if either would be there in the 2nd round. But I think one thing we look at with Hurts and his rise, a lot of people have said it, almost unprecedented how much he's developed in the last, let's say, 5 years, 6 years, going back to transferring in college. Using him as your template and saying, we can get Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round. That's fine. We'll get Dorian Thompson or whatever. That's not a good model for trying to get a quarterback. And I think the Titans did a little something like that last year with Malik Willis to a degree and discovered you might just wind up back at the well next year.
So when it comes down to judging college quarterbacks, and we all watch college football, what are we looking for? Absolutely dominance? Because my thing is this. Will Levis started off last year after the draft immediately, number 1 overall draft pick he was supposed to be, right? And then he has a crappy year. Did that actually hurt him, or did we just see more film that says, nah, he's not it?
A lot of times what happens when you have the underclassman who has the big year and we start putting him at number 1, number 2, it's a projection and assumption that was sustainable. And from the analytic community, if you look at quarterbacks who suddenly tailed off in their 2nd college season, that's a list full of Matt Leinart type guys. and like Jay Brome type guys who look at like, oh my goodness, that was a red flag. So you do have to be careful of the guy who fell off in his second season. And, different people are looking for different things from these quarterbacks. You certainly want to see a level of dominance at the college level, especially if they were at a power program. You want to see accuracy. You want to see decision making. You want to see that combination of things. And again, it's an inexact science. We all take our, we all take our guesses and make our assumptions. But you want to see the guy play well. That's kind of basically that. And last season, I don't think at a lot of times we saw Will Levis play particularly well. And we saw Hooker play well. We saw Richardson play well. And that's a separator you have to take seriously.
Okay, so in all of the separation, which one is more risky when you break it down to it? Or which one are you willing to take the risk on? A 1-year hot wide receiver, let's go Jalen Hyatt, or would you rather take Anthony Richardson that had a 1 good year? Or where are you at on those types of like evaluations and risk you're willing to take?
If it's 1 year with the attributes that you look at athletically of Anthony Richardson, you take it. Because a quarterback can suddenly have that 1 good year, especially a much younger quarterback. You have to take those chances. And you gave the example of Hyatt, who's a heck of a ball player, not a super size marvel by any time, a smaller receiver. There are 3 or 4 guys who have the same attributes as Hyatt running around in this draft class alone. Guys like Josh Downs, Zay Flowers, certainly. There's nobody else with Richardson's attributes in this draft. I don't think there was anybody with that last year's draft. So if that's available for you, you take it and you say, well, we can find wide receiver solutions in the second round, in the third round, maybe next year, maybe in the free agency class. You can't really do that at quarterback.
Okay.
Mike Tanier, our guest this morning on Ramon, Kayla, and Will. So, Mike, how sustainable is it for the Titans to maybe go the Anthony Richardson route and say, we're going to still be a ground and pound power run offense. We're just going to do it with the quarterback now as well and have an element of, hey, we want to be a little bit more like Baltimore in some ways. Is that a sustainable way to look at Anthony Richardson's best possible fit?
I think you would want to do some of that while developing him as a passer.
Okay.
I think certainly with Ryan Tannehill on the roster, you would probably say, well, Tannehill is still the starter right now, and let's take our time with this decision. If that's the plan, it's tricky because there's still a lot of upgrading to be done on the offensive line. Obviously, you guys know that, and you can't look at Andre Dillard and say, well, that's a solution because he hasn't been a solution in the past. And that's where all these permutations come in, and you say, okay, Anthony Richardson comes in, we're going to do a lot of zone read, we're going to pound it with Henry, et cetera. You don't have the offensive line for it. You might not have the second-round pick to get the next lineman, to get somebody in there, I don't know, a Silence Torres or a Darnell Wright to come in at right tackle and help you hammer the ball. So it becomes a very tricky combination of things to try and make it make sense. I really think the Titans should be thinking in terms of rebuilding years and sort of a soft reboot than saying this is how we're going to do it and this is how we're going to win the AFC South in 2023.
And Mike, along those same lines of taking the best available player at number 11, I think Nolan Smith has Mike Vrabel outside linebacker written all over him if he is possibly there at 11. I just see Mike Vrabel seeing an athletic freak like that on defense and just salivating at the opportunity to use that guy as a weapon on that side of the ball.
That sounds about right. In fact, I'm working on a mock draft, and I think I wound up with Nolan Smith at 10. I think I had the Eagles trading with somebody to go up to 10 to get him. But he would be the guy at that position at that point in the draft. Because the offensive linemen, some of them are very good. There's a need there. That's not necessarily the case. Smith is, he doesn't look like Trayvon Walker, who went first overall last year. They're very different body types, et cetera. But it's the same thing where he's off the charts on the measurables, on the combine results and everything. And then you watch the Georgia tape, and there's not enough sacks to go around. Right. Like he's running up to make the sack, and the quarterback's already down, and you're like, well, I can't evaluate these guys because they're just killing everything in sight, and their teammates are doing the job for them. Wouldn't be a bad pick if he's there, but again, there's a lot of permutations to get between here and there on draft day.
Mike, I gotta say, I'm playing GM for a second, okay? While you're on the phone, I need you to tell me if I need to simmer down when it comes to
usually you do.
I usually have to be told that. But when it comes to looking at Nolan Smith, like if I was a GM, I'd say to myself, I hate to miss out on Micah Parsons 2.0. Is that what we're in? Because nobody can really say what Micah Parsons did, like coming out of his his rookie year.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. And most NFL GMs, when they look at Nolan Smith's pure talent range, and then you watch the tape, and again, the dude can play. It's just the sack totals are a little lower because this quarterback's already, eviscerated by the time he shows up. You take that. If I'm looking at a potential Micah Parsons 2.0 or somebody that's being overlooked in this draft, I would look at Arkansas linebacker Drew Sanders. Now, I don't think he's a Parsons level talent where he's going to come out and, be a defensive player of the year, rookie of the year candidate right away. But a guy who played a lot of off-ball linebacker but can blitz and can play the edge, which is all the things Parsons did, and wind up getting 7 and 8 sacks and flying around the ball and maybe doing some of the stuff Fred Warner does for the 49ers as well. There's a guy who's sitting there, and I'll tell you, that's a guy who could be there at 41 if the Titans are like, well, we're staying put and we're going to, draft by the numbers. That's a guy I would say that's a Parsons level talent in this draft.
Okay, now I want to put you as the Titans GM real quick, Mike, because I know you're very well rounded like this. If you're still playing the same type of ball as you are, meaning run first, but you say I want to be faster on offense, because Vrabel has come out and said that, right? What moves are you actually making to become a faster team?
I'm trying to get Richardson. I'm trying to get Richardson with all I can in that respect. And then after that, if the really is the idea is to get faster, and we're going to cross our fingers with guys like Andre Dillard at the line, there's a lot of speed, and there are guys like Tyler Scott from Cincinnati, smaller receiver, but gives you the speed that I think that the Titans have lacked at receiver, and certainly since they had to make the trade last year. Somebody like Marvin Mims, someone like Tank Dell, who probably weighs as much as like your combined breakfast order this morning over there. But man, he can absolutely move. And you say, instead of saying, oh, the plan with Anthony Richardson is we're going to pound Derrick Henry, 45 times a game and run the zone read a lot, we're going to create that slot weapon. We're going to have a reverse game, a screen game, a shallow drag game, and things like that. There's a logic to doing that. But again, when you do that, I think you're saying you're looking for a plan to really be good in 2024 and to be faster and be more able to keep up in the AFC.
So,
not necessarily a plan to win anything this year.
Top receiver in this draft by Psalms, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Is he a faster wide receiver that you need to say, yes, he's making our team faster, or is he just a good possession wide receiver?
I think he's a little bit of both. He's not the guy where you say, oh, it's speed, 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 speed. But there's more to it than grabbing the fastest 10-yard shuttle, fastest 40 time. And you say, this is a guy coming through a wide receiver factory who has some of the attributes of, say, a Keenan Allen. Okay. And when you look at a Keenan Allen in Los Angeles Chargers, you don't say, oh, my God, he's the fastest guy on the team. It's like he caught 10 passes for 131 yards. Let's not worry about the speed. He's sort of creating the bulk of our passing game. I think that's what Jackson Smith and Gabea can be.
Mike Tanier, our guest this morning on 104.5 The Zone. And, Mike, we've asked this question to a number of guests over the past few weeks. Is there a day 2 wide receiver who you feel like has wide receiver 1 potential? The Titans obviously found it in A.J. Brown. Rand Carthon in San Francisco found it in Deebo Samuel. It needs no introduction on that side of things. Is there a guy with that close to that level of upside? Because those guys don't grow on trees in the second round in this draft class.
It's so tough because this draft class is full of guys who weigh about 180 pounds.
Right.
Who are about 5'9", who played in super wide open systems. And some of those guys could fall. Some of those guys who I think we put on first round picks, they could end up falling. Teams could just be drafting cornerbacks and edges like madmen, as often is the case, and letting these guys fall. One guy I look at, and you guys are well familiar with, is Cedric Tillman.
Right.
Who was hurt much of last year. And last year's film, when I looked at his film, I was like, hey, it's just a guy. What's going on? Had lost track of the fact he was hurt. I had to go back to the previous year and say, oh, okay, this is the guy. That's somebody who's sitting there, and he's, unique in this class in that he's, got the skill set of being a number 1 wide receiver, and he's actually 6'3", and he's actually 213 pounds, and he can run routes and do all those other things. So I would say he'd be the closest thing to a sleeper, unless we're talking about guys who drop.
And, Mike, it's so interesting, too, because we made the same comment the other day. I'm on the record that I think Tillman may end up being a better NFL wide receiver than Jalen Hyatt, because I think Tillman could fit in more destinations than Hyatt can. Hyatt's going to need a certain kind of offense and be used in a certain kind of way. It just feels like there's so much more of a premium on Tillman and Ole Miss's Jonathan Mingo just simply being the only big wide receivers really on the first 2 days of this thing.
Right, and we're not talking about receivers who are, 5'9" and like 198 pounds, which is like your old Edelman. You're talking about, 5'9" and 178 pounds and stuff. That's the numbers we talk about. When I look at those tiny receivers, again, Wyatt's one, Downs is one, Addison is another. I'm often watching the film, seeing what happens when they get over the middle of the field and it's a tight window and they got to catch the ball and they're going to take the wallop. And, like, can they make the catches in those situations? Can the quarterback find them at that size over the middle of the field? And, do they have to go down right away, or, can they take the hit and catch the ball? And, I know Addison can do that to a degree. I know Hyatt can do it a little, could be better at that. Downs could be better at that. When you look at a guy like Tillman, you say, you're not going to worry about that. He's got the size to not get redirected on his routes. He's got the size to not just have the ball kind of swatted away over the middle. That's a level of confidence I think GMs are going to have if they select Tillman.
Well, Mike, Ramon's trying to make you general manager of the Titans. I think we may have your services needed if the Titans end up drafting Will Levis. I think there may be an opening in maybe 4 or 5 years if that ends up happening.
Let's hope for the best for Will Levis and hope some other team picks him. And I think the Titans have a heck of a general manager right now. I think they have a heck of a general manager who's not in a great situation because he's inherited an older roster full of holes and not a lot of resources to work with.
That's fair. That's
very fair. Always good stuff with our friend Mike Tanier, Football Outsiders, joining us this morning on Ramon, Kayla, and Will. Mike, you always bring it. We appreciate it.
You got to take care and enjoy the run-up to the draft.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
Mike.
Absolutely. That's for you, Jonathan Schaefer. Enjoy the run-up to the draft.
Yeah.
He's not enjoying the run-up to the draft. There's some interesting things there.
Yeah.
The exact statement, if I'm trying to get faster, I'm getting Anthony Richardson.
Wow.
Hadn't thought of it that way. I'll be honest with you.
We've had two guys I respect. Even though I go back and forth with Sam Monson, what PFF does, he said it. Mike Tanier is a brainiac when it comes down to doing his work. He said Anthony Richardson. If he goes, okay.
There's one image in my mind that I think of when it comes to this conversation about athleticism, Anthony Richardson, and another quarterback. There's one image burned into my brain. I'll tell you what it is coming up next. Ramon, Kayla, and Will, 104.5 The Zone.
Wow. It's Ramon Foster for Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, they are the heating and cooling company that can take care of all their HVAC needs. It's just that simple, okay? And Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, they are a proud Rude Pro partner and a Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. Spring is here. If you haven't already booked your spring tune-up for your AC unit, now is the time. Through the month of April, you can get your AC tune-up for just $79 and get the fall tune-up for free. I know what a lot of people are thinking too, man, we've never done that. Well, that's the problem. You don't want to be sitting in your house and it's 98 degrees outside with an index of about 105 and then your AC unit turns off. Guess what? That's because you didn't get it tuned up. I'm telling you, it's the best thing you could do. And if this is the thing too, if you need a new unit, they got you covered there too. If you get it done now, you'll get 18 months of no payments. You heard that right. If you buy a new unit today, you won't have to wait until September of 2024. That's 2 Nashville summers of having your home perfectly cool. That is a no-brainer. Again, reach out to the folks that I know and trust at Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Their website is springhillac.com. And be sure to tell them that Ramon sent you.
1045 The Zone presents Team Kayla's Songwriters Night for LLS featuring special guest Mike Vrabel. That's coming up Tuesday, April 25th. That is a week from today, 3rd and Lindsley. Get those tickets. $20, good deal. All proceeds going to Leukemia and Lymphoma Society to fight against blood cancer. To purchase those tickets now, 1045thezone.com.
And don't keep that a dirty little secret. Tell your friends.
Heck yeah.
It's wordplay with songs. Where you can go and get a ticket, join us. Join Mike Vrabel a couple days before the draft. Going to be fun.
Should be fun. That's a big pool right there, too, by Kayla. Getting the Braves in the house, man.
Some Nashville SC players will be there. I'm very excited to see them.
Mm-hmm. Some 1045 The Zone talent would be there. Will Bowling and friends.
Well, you shouldn't say talent and lead off with my name.
No. Hey, take the surprise out your voice. Oh, come on, man.
Let's go to the phones. Ronnie is in Nashville. 615-737-1045. Good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, I've got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Why even pick a quarterback? I mean, we've got a top 10 quarterback, and I mean, you know, our problem seems to be we're picking up 50 players off the street each year to fill the holes in the roster, and our chance of getting someone better than Tannehill is about 1 in 10. I mean, ask Rand about Trey Lance. Or, you know, we've had Jake Locker. We had Marcus Mariota. I mean, we've had some top picks, but I mean, you know, there's just very few of them that pan out. And there's only one number one quarterback in the NFL. So that even makes the chances even larger.
Sure.
But that's my question.
Yeah, thanks, Ronnie. Appreciate the call.
You got this one?
I think Ryan Tannehill was a top 10 quarterback in 2020. I don't think he has been since then.
And for that reason, and for the reason of I don't know when's the next time you're going to draft this high.
Right.
As to why you go at least put your eyes on all of the first-round quarterbacks this year. Because if it's somebody within reach, you go. That's why you go get one.
And because Ryan Tannehill's contract is over after this season.
There's no extension on the table for him right now, right? No.
I think there actually could be. I think there is a very real chance you add another year or two onto Ryan Tannehill's contract.
Yeah.
Space that cap number out a little bit.
Okay.
Save you some money in 2023 where you can go make other moves. Titans have shown, though, that so far they've not been eager to do that.
Right.
Which to me says that in 2024, there is a different starting quarterback for your Tennessee Titans.
Let me ask you this, because I know you said you had a nightmare of a dream about a quarterback. Let me ask you this real quick.
It's an image that I keep thinking of when it comes to Anthony Richardson.
If Ryan Tannehill's not traded to a team, where's Ryan Tannehill at if he's cut for a rookie quarterback this year or next year? Does Ryan Tannehill leave here and become a franchise's starting quarterback? Like, where is his view level in this league?
He's a bridge quarterback for somebody else who's in the exact same position as the Titans.
Running through the template of what Houston's done the last couple of years. Doing what Chicago did before Justin Fields.
He's somewhere where a team isn't confident in their starting quarterback or in the fact that they have one at all. Somewhere like the Jets without Rodgers. I mean, the Jets were the team that were really interesting here until they went and, I mean, I guess they're still getting Aaron Rodgers, I assume.
They're working out the finesse.
Still not done yet.
Nobody knows. I'm just wondering, where does Ryan Tannehill stack up in this league as an unrestricted free agent hitting the market if he's not traded?
Ask me again after Derek Carr does what he does in New Orleans or Las Vegas figures out something with Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, he is in the Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr tier. He's in that second or third tier of NFL quarterbacks. He's not bad.
I know.
But he can't do it by himself. And the Titans are now in the market for a quarterback that could feasibly do it by themselves. Here's the thing that I was going to bring up about the image that's burned into my mind when we talk about, you should go get the most athletic quarterback in the history of the draft. I keep thinking of Tom Brady's picture at the NFL Combine, where he's staring at the camera, looking like a middle school PE teacher. No disrespect to middle school PE teachers everywhere.
I know, right?
Why should I care about how athletic a quarterback is or isn't when the best quarterback of all time legitimately looked like just a regular off-the-street 22-year-old?
Yeah.
When he got drafted by the New England Patriots.
Just hammered beers.
Nobody expected Tom Brady, obviously, at that point in his career to become what he has become. But the point is, that position, you don't have to be a mega athlete. There's a reason why we've never seen a mega cyborg of an athlete like Anthony Richardson be a successful NFL quarterback. I don't think the two are correlated as heavily as many will lead you to believe.
You did. Michael Vick was.
No. I'll give you another one. Tim Tebow was.
Yeah, but he wasn't successful.
He wasn't successful.
Well, that's my point.
But Vick was. Vick's the closest comp.
Yeah.
With Richardson.
Probably.
Okay, you say this like Brady looking this way. When did Brady, and this is the other thing too about Brady. Brady was brought in 2000, correct? Brady didn't actually play until 2001.
Yeah.
So he had a year of development.
Okay.
That's all I just want to say as far as like the way his body look and him
and he
growing
wouldn't have
up
got
in
into the
league.
lineup if not for Bledsoe getting hurt too.
That's there we go too.
Yeah. So, I mean, the point being, I don't think athleticism is as strong of a correlating factor to success at the quarterback position than what, Sam Monson and maybe even Mike in a way will lead you to believe. I don't think Mike was making that point at all. I think Mike's point is, if I'm Mike Vrabel saying I want to get faster and more athletic, this is a way to do it. And he's right in saying that. Because if Anthony Richardson is going to be the guy, then let him be a runner. Let him be what he was at his best at Florida.
Yeah.
So that's what I keep thinking of. It's just Tom Brady's overweight, dad bod self
body.
looking at me when I think of you want these athletic quarterbacks.
Well, that's why when we brought up in the 6 o'clock hour that Peyton Manning audio about him saying Will Levis looked like a computer-generated player, I don't think that was a compliment.
Says he looks like a genetically engineered quarterback.
Genetically engineered quarterback.
He does look like a genetically engineered
I didn't think that was a compliment. And maybe I'm putting words. Peyton, forgive if I'm putting words in your mouth, but that was more backhanded than it was actually putting him on a pedestal.
I want you to be genetically engineered for throwing accurate footballs to receivers who are on your team and not defensive backs on the other team, which Levis did quite a bit.
Yeah.
Against a bad Tennessee secondary. There are some times where one game can really be a disqualifier.
Yeah.
And it's unfair, but the Tennessee game for Will Levis and the Kentucky game for Anthony Richardson,
yeah.
Those guys look more like XFL quarterbacks.
Which one for Will Levis?
The Tennessee game.
Well, heck, I was thinking about the Ole Miss game for Will Levis.
There are plenty of them for the Vandy game for Will Levis.
The Ole Miss
he lost
game.
to Vanderbilt at home.
Oh my God! Yeah,
respectfully.
That's true. Yeah, no. Okay, throw that respect.
Yeah.
That covers everything up when you say respectfully.
No, it doesn't.
I know he was off when he lost that Ole Miss game the way he did, and they also tried to push him out front that game too by having him run for it on 4th down and stuff.
And you had Todd McShay in the field the whole game say, "This is the number 1 overall pick." That game, to me, the Ole Miss game was when it switched for me on Levis.
Hey, don't lie to us. Go lie to your mama about stuff like that, okay?
Wow.
Yeah. We didn't want to hear that, man. We didn't. Damn.
Coming up next, Hour 4 with Ron Slade joining us at 9:20. The show loses its roof. We give you the chance to react at 615-737-1045. Coming up, 9 a.m. hour, 60 more minutes of RKW 1045 The Zone.
9:02. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer from the Superbook.com sports desk. The Philadelphia Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts have reached an agreement on a 5-year, $255 million contract extension, including over $179 million guaranteed. Hurts' deal is the biggest contract in terms of average annual value in NFL history. The Titans made a move yesterday, agreeing to terms with linebacker Ben Neiman. He is a 5-year veteran who played in 79 games between the Chiefs and Cardinals. Last season with the Cards, Neiman tallied 70 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss and 1 fumble recovery in 17 games with 9 starts. Also a special teams player. Tennessee and Lady Vols hoops coach Kelly Harper have agreed on a contract extension through the 2027-28 season. Braves, they've won 7 straight, defeated the Padres 2-0 yesterday.
1 down for Austin Riley. Ronald takes a lead at second, offering on the way. That is drilled down the left field line towards the corner. Say goodbye to that one. A 2-run homer for Austin Riley, and the Braves are at it again in the first inning.
Also, Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Grizzlies became the second youngest defensive player of the year in NBA history. He led the league in blocks for the second straight season. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Into the fourth and final hour of the show. Ramon, Kayla, and Will is powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors. Right here on 104.5 The Zone. When trust matters, count on All Four Seasons Garage Doors in Nashville. Professional garage door installation and repair from a locally owned and family-run business. Visit allfourseasonsgarages.com/Nashville. With the big Ragu, 11-year NFL veteran, Vol for life, creator of Chaos. From 6 to 10, his name is Ramon Foster.
Yeah, Who the hell are you?
Ramon. Y'all, come on now.
Say my name. Ramon. Do what? Say my name. I don't have a damn clue who the hell you are. Yeah, you do. Do you respect the bad guy?
Ramon.
Ramon Foster.
Love that drop, man. Shout out to Rep B.
Coming up in 15 minutes, Ronald Sylvester Slay. Ronald Aloysius Sylvester Slay.
Yes, throw the Aloysius in there.
Jonathan Schaefer is our producer.
The best producer in the world! The world, Craig. The world.
He's top 5, but he's not 5, 4, 3, or 2.
I'm telling you, I wish he would be anything more than 2, Will.
My name is Will Bowling.
His name is Will Bowling!
Yeah!
Your phone calls at 615-737-1045. This is the kind of energy we've had all morning.
You know what? We went outside, too, on commercial break, Will, and we hit the balcony, man. And you know what we were thinking? Weather's nice.
You didn't throw him off the balcony?
Nah, because that's my dog, man.
You've threatened people before.
Well, I have.
Usually me with just a mop and a bucket.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? We were on the balcony together, and I was like, that's my dog right there. We're very peaceful on the break. I will say that.
We really are.
We really are. But I did think about this. It's super nice. You went out there with sleeves not on, ripped them right off.
Well, I didn't rip them.
I don't know why I wear a hoodie in today, man.
Well, you and Kayla always think it's colder in here than it really is.
It has been more cold in here lately. You have like polar bear fare or something.
No, I just don't think it's cold.
Either way, it's nice outside today. And if Ron Slay is ever riding around this city today with this weather, with a roof on his car, I think, Will, we can get a table, a bucket, and a towel.
I would never. You're on your own there.
I'm just telling you, dog.
That's brother v. brother. I'm not joining that.
If he's even attempting to put a roof on today, as nice as it is outside, we're gonna have a problem. That's all I'm telling you.
You made the comment of like, oh, you could see how nice it is outside because all these people are around. And there was just traffic all around our studio.
I've never seen traffic like this around the studio.
People go to work on time when it's nice, I guess, nice outside.
That's true, too.
It's a good thing.
That is a good thing, man. Get some vitamin D in you.
615-737-1045 as we take your phone calls coming up in just a moment. A couple of headlines today to get to. We discussed the Titans' newest linebacker, Ben Neiman. Played his first 4 seasons in Kansas City. Spent last season with the Arizona Cardinals. Career high last year. 9 starts, 70 stops, 70 tackles in 2022 at 27 years old in Arizona. We've gone into Dane Brugler's mock draft, all 7 rounds of it.
Yeah.
Which has Will Levis to the Titans at 11, Cody Mauch of North Dakota State at 41, Jonathan Mingo from Ole Miss at 72, the top 3 picks. This exercise has Hendon Hooker going to Kayla's Seattle Seahawks at 37.
Seattle Seahawks?
And Jalen Hyatt joining the New Orleans Volunteers at 40. Every time there's a Tennessee player, New Orleans. Shad Tuttle, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, New Orleans. Marquez Callaway, New Orleans. Alante Taylor, New Orleans.
I saw Alante this weekend, too.
Yeah, I saw he was up there.
Man, he ran up to me. I was like, who the heck is that running? Oh, Alante. He sat over there and chopped it up with me and Savage for a while, man. He was talking about understanding being into the league now. He was excited about Monday's report day and all, man. And so it was really cool seeing the young guy, man, and just talking about how professional you got to be and, you know, what it's like playing in New Orleans and stuff. Alante going to be all right, man. I was excited to see the young fellow, man, for real.
Had a good rookie year.
Really cool. Really, really cool, dog.
The pride of Coffee County High School.
Coffee County?
Coffee County.
Nice, dog.
East or the west side of southeast side of Middle Tennessee.
Okay, southeast side. Okay, for sure.
Out there towards Bonnaroo, where us locals don't go much.
You ever been to Bonnaroo?
Absolutely not.
Would you go to Bonnaroo?
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't?
Actually, I am tempted to go this year because my favorite band is playing one day, and I would just go for that and then leave.
Can you actually leave at your own will at Bonnaroo, or do you get trapped in?
You can. I mean, it probably takes a while to get out, but probably no more than like a big sporting event.
I thought people just camp out for so long and stuff.
Well, they do.
Yeah.
Too many people that don't take showers over there for me.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not great.
Oh.
615-737-1045. We go to the phone lines. Let's go to X in Lebanon up first. Good morning, X.
Morning, X.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. When I got in the car, y'all was talking about Tanier and drafting the quarterback. And I think it would be wise to draft one. It don't got to be like the first round, but go ahead because he's on a 1-year contract. And honestly, I don't think Derrick Henry gonna be with us next year. So I mean, why not go ahead and prepare yourselves for the next 2 or 3 years coming up? But that's all I had to say.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, thanks, X. Appreciate it. I think that's the thinking here in Middle Tennessee is that if you're doing a soft rebuild, might as well just go ahead and make it a full one and go ahead and get your quarterback if you have a guy that you like.
Yeah. This is one thing, too, that's going to be interesting figuring out next week and probably some of the summer, too. Do our feelings as fans matter to the front office of the Titans? Meaning planning to, past Derrick, planning past Byard, planning past Tannehill. Like, that seems like Derrick Henry has this fan base in a vice grip. And Shafe dropped the bombshell early. Not really a bombshell, but just the take that, man, what if Tannehill gets extended out? Like, there's some stuff that can happen to where we as fans just got to sit back and say, you know what, I accept it. Like, that's just what it's going to be. I don't think they're listening to what we feel should be done here. Like, the vice grip in which Derrick has his fan base of not getting rid of, I don't know if I've seen a pull this tight from a player in a very long time, just in general, Will.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll say even the Patriots got rid of Brady quicker than they got, like, the Titans seemed to let go of Derrick.
Apples and oranges. That's a quarterback that's won Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl versus a running back.
No, what I'm saying is this seemed like they let go of Brady quicker.
They didn't, though. I mean, he was there for a decade.
I know, but like
Derrick Henry hadn't been there that long.
Can I drop a truth bomb on you?
What?
If there was a chance to get an elite quarterback, the fan base would dump Derrick Henry in 2 seconds flat.
Correct.
Ooh.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean portions of the fan base. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
And I think, too, the thing that matters the most about the quarterback discussion, if you think that's your guy, if Anthony Richardson is your guy, go ahead, move heaven and earth to get him. That's fine. If there's one thing that's worth going all in for and overpaying for, it's the most important position in sports, the quarterback position.
The quarterback.
So if you think that's your guy, sure, go ahead. Give away your next 2 first-round picks and move up to 7 if he's still there at 7, and Vegas has already moved up to 2 or 3. This thing could go so many different ways. I am as excited about this draft as I have been for a draft in a long time because we have no idea.
None. Then we still have question marks about the number 1 and number 2 pick right now.
But if he's your guy and you care enough and you believe enough in your evaluation of Anthony Richardson, do it. Let's see it. Cards on the table. Let's see it.
Yeah, they are, man. Rand got his hands full. I think what Tanier said was like he's a really good GM that's got his hands full with trying to fill in the holes on this roster. We've said this.
Let's go to the phone lines one more time before we go to break and get to Ron Slay on the other side. We'll go to Gavin in Lafayette. Up next with us here on Ramon, Kayla, and Will. What's up, Gavin?
What's up, Gavin?
Gavin, you there?
Paging Dr. Gavin.
Gavin is not there. Gavin lost his opportunity.
Come on, Gavin. Don't be mid, man.
What, did you just learn what the word mid
Is this going to be
means?
your word for the rest of the week?
This is what's happening now.
Even though you've known what it is for a long time, you've decided you're going to use it this week now?
Yeah.
Now you're going to wear it out?
Yep. I'm gonna wear it out.
What made you think of this? Like, did you hear this in a conversation?
Honestly, no. I actually wanted to mess with Shafe and say his take was mid earlier. And then he, of course, said some nice things in my head.
Sleepy remote Foster.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Well, he always says nice things in our ears that everyone else can't benefit from.
Really?
So Rod Slay is going to join us next. He'll say anything.
Well,
just into the microphone.
He'll say Nathaniel if we talk about that 11 pick
right.
that Brugler said.
Yeah, that meaning he'll say it for everyone to hear it, not just for us to hear it.
I want to know what his Nathaniel alert saying this week about this.
How's the beta testing going for Ron Slay's Nathaniel alerts?
I want to know also, did Joe Hunk them throw Ron and any variation into their daughter's new name too?
Oh,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Joe Hunk had a new child, him and his wife. Like, Uncle Slay got to be somewhere in the name.
Sure.
I'd petition for that.
We discuss next on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, 104.5 The Zone. Hour number 4 on the Tuesday morning edition of Ramon, Kayla, and Will is powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors, and that sound can only mean one thing.
It's party time! 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 Come on! It's party time! It's party time! It's party time! It's party time!
Ron Slay is here.
Come on, Smoke Dog! Come on, Smoke Dog!
That's Ramon Foster with his smoky puppet. We just had a caller on the line who immediately dropped.
Because he knows the party!
That's right.
And who there? And I'm there. And you there. And you there. And smoke. And smoke. And smoke. Fade it out.
Fantastic. Good morning.
Yeah, your man Smoke Dog. What up, Will Lee?
How we doing?
Man, we just out here, man. We just out here on this beautiful day, man. I heard y'all talking about how beautiful it was, sunroof back, you know what I mean? Just out here having a good time, you know, coming off a great weekend. You know, man, it don't get much better than this right here in the state of Tennessee. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Weather, sports, life, good vibes.
Come on.
Good gauze.
Yeah.
You know, good food, good drink. You know, people can make.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
the roof is officially gone. That's where the roof went. The roof is officially gone now. Yeah, that's the end of it.
No Roof Ministries is open for business. Pass the plate.
Tabernacle.
Slay, how is the beta testing of the Nathaniel alarm going?
Hey, man, it's been cool. Been kind of quiet lately. You know, last week kind of, a lot of flares were set off. Yeah, a lot of flares were set off, but I think we kind of moved past that. It's been kind of quiet on all fronts. No rumblings. I think we done kind of lowered it to probably like a yellow. About a yellow on the alert meter. So it's all good right now, man.
It's one of those flags that you can still go in the ocean, but there's a flag up just to let you know that, hey, parents, go ahead and look out for your kids in case you need to go grab them real quick. In case Nathaniel does show up.
Yeah, when you hear that, you hear that right there? You're going to get on out of the way. Yeah. I mean, grab them close, you know what I mean? Right. Hold them because it's a tidal wave of it, you know what I mean? Winds, high winds come through, carry on off into Nathanielville. You don't want to be part of that.
Because that'll set you back.
Not a tidal wave, a Thaniel wave.
Yeah. And it ain't easy to get out of there.
That's right.
It ain't easy.
It's like the undercurrent at the beach.
Yeah. Like a lot of people got to get lost in order you to get found. You understand what I'm saying with that?
Like Philly went through a thing.
Come on, y'all.
Philly? Who?
I mean, come on, Savage.
Oh, wow.
I know it's hard, so I forgive him. I know it's hard, so I forgive his mind. I know.
He's sitting in.
It's got to be racist.
I'm sitting there. That does just the glasses. My boy put the new specs on.
Sunglasses? Come on, man.
Put the glasses on.
What sunglasses that dude?
This is the thing, Savage. When you look at it, dog, like you said it happened in Philly, look what it took Denver to get out of.
Oh.
Cost them a whole year of $49 million.
Sure did.
And then get rid of a coach.
Oh.
To bring another one in to try to get the thing out of Russ, it's like exercising them. Got to exercise the thing out of a person.
Golly.
You know, it's deep. It's deep, Savage.
That's
it's deep.
Tough.
It's deep, man.
So what did you want to ask Slay about Joe, Ramon?
Joe.
About Hunk?
Oh, Joe Heasy,
it does feel weird saying Joe.
Congratulations.
Look at my boy.
I'm out here bad with words. I'm out here just terrible.
Congratulations, Joe Heasy.
Yeah, I'm terrible with words right now.
That's a Snoop Dogg.
English is hard for me, too.
All the shizzles is going on right now, man. I think that's fair.
I'm not playing Scrabble with you anytime soon.
Please don't play Scrabble with me right now. One, we going to cheat at it, okay? What? Yeah.
No phones allowed,
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Not in Scrabble.
All right, well, never mind. Okay. Yeah, Joe Heasy and his wife had a new baby girl. And I'm just wondering, because you the resident uncle to everybody, okay? Did they incorporate your name somewhere in there?
No, they had this one picked out, I think 2 or 3 years before me. So yeah, they put me on the back burner. Tori did hit me up though. I gave my blessings, you know what I'm saying, like the Godfather.
Yeah.
Ron, I appreciate you, man, but we already had a name picked out even before I met you, Ron. We already had it. But man, I love you though, man. I just couldn't name my kid. I mean, Aloysius, that's a tough putt, man.
I actually thought that was Joe for a second.
I'm talking about it's him all day long. He's in the spirit of shape.
10-4, sir.
Now you got. This is the thing though. Little girl named Andy. I gave him a blessing. I'm just trying to make sure that they don't take her down the Alabama road.
Okay, that's fair.
So I'm fighting there with Ollie now, his son.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I got him pulled a little bit over to the Tennessee side of things.
Yeah, because he's right on the border.
Yeah, too. his mom's so deep rooted in the Crimson is tough. And then Hunk, he teeters the line and don't know what he want to be, so that makes it tough. You know, so I mean it's wild out here.
You
Savage.
trying?
It's wild.
Though.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm
okay.
gonna give my.
Right.
You know, one thing you can always do. I'm gonna give my best. I'm gonna give my best, Willie. Right. You know what I mean?
That's right. Okay.
Yeah,
that's real.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we could go so many different directions.
You actually can,
this
Willie.
morning.
Like, and I'm ready to go everywhere.
Really could.
I'm no roof.
That's what I love about you, Slay. You're ready to go anywhere.
Yeah,
Just as
man.
long as there's not a roof wherever we're going.
He was ready to go anywhere except for Sunday morning for breakfast because he didn't want to go nowhere then.
Hey man, let me
because
tell
the
you
weekend caught you.
No. See, I told a
let's
little
go
bit.
there.
Okay. I told a little bit of this on 3HL, but I hit it in the last segment when we were going off, and I had to get the parlay in because the people want to know. Of
course.
And everybody would have broke even last night if they would have rolled the parlay, but doesn't need to hear nor there. But what I'm saying is, I was kidnapped.
Oh.
I was yeah. I had an amazing weekend, man. Amazing time with my brothers, man. You know what I mean? I ain't play football, man, but I'm an honorary.
He is.
Football guy. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if I had a jersey in some deep closet, like by the janitorial situation that they got back there. Even if it got lost back there, it's one back there somewhere, Will. Now, the letters may be faded off.
I believe it.
Things like that, but it's a jersey for me.
David Cutcliffe would have made sure that happened.
Matter of fact, you saw Hawk and you saw Raj this weekend,
Yeah,
and
them
both
guys.
came up to him, the equipment managers equipment managers at Tennessee, came up and dapped us up, and Ron Slay in the same swipe.
Yeah, them my
okay?
guys. Them my guys right there.
They know you.
Yeah, it's confusing.
And on top of that, Al Wilson knows you.
Yeah, it's confusing.
It is confusing.
Yeah.
You think if you didn't know his face, you thought he played basketball. I mean, you thought he played football.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, what I didn't tell y'all was this.
Hey, now,
he
come on,
tried to play
Savage.
this
That'd
off,
be
Will.
cool. That'd
Shay,
be cool.
we're walking from the facility down the hill, going down by the facility, that sidewalk, leaving the old Gibbs, okay? Lake Loudon. We're walking down to go to the family section. Me, Keish, my boys, Ron in there, Baby Ball in there, his
Whole
son.
squad? Yeah.
Whole squad. There you go, Will. Whole squad. We're walking down in a group, and a group was coming up the street, and I'm walking past, and this lady does this. Put a hand over her face, stops immediately, does this with, I say, yeah, that's him. And then I heard, I think that's Ron Slay. I said, yeah, it is. That's Ron Slay. You know what? He admitted, don't do this, Savage. I'm like, why not? That lady stopped with her husband and kids and went, I think that's Ron Slay.
Willie, I ain't even turn around because I knew it was up to something.
Of course.
I knew. I just kept
always
on
lies.
walking. I just said, don't do that, and just kept on walking, ignored everything. And I didn't.
Did she stop in her tracks? Yes or no?
I did not see that, Savage. I did not see that. My eyes to the front, trying to get where I was trying to get to, man.
That's what superstars do.
My favorite part of these conversations is y'all will take turns doing this to each other.
This boy
and it's
something
Slay calling in from Philadelphia about somebody knowing Ramon. And then this time it's Ramon in Knoxville saying
that was
somebody
true.
knows Slay.
That
And I
was
just
true.
get to sit back and eat my popcorn.
That was true.
Willie, hear
that
me
was
out,
true.
dog. The lady gasped, stopped in
I
her
don't
tracks,
doubt it.
and did a
I
180
doubt it.
to lay eyes on this man.
I saw how it was at Baton Rouge. We were going to get a tooth from Mike the Tiger. But I've seen the way it is from you also going up to the Florida game.
Thank you, Will.
When all your teammates and
on, Will.
assistant to the equipment managers are up there trying to shake your hand. And then Dobbs comes up and Dobbs got 20 people and like, oh, Ramon, what's up, my brother? And shaking your hand. Like,
that make all the sense.
Penalties offset, replay the down.
All right, well,
that make all the sense right there. I'm glad you put that into place, Will.
That was real good right there.
That was good.
That was real good.
That's my guy. That's
tell
why
us how you got kidnapped.
Also, man, coming off a great weekend, man, from Orange and White game, you know what I mean? Good reunion vibes, you know, up in the suite, you know, rapping with the other VFLs, got to holler at Hooker Pops, you know what I mean? Good conversation with him. Nice. You know what I'm saying? So that was cool. What's the tight end? Jacob Warren's
father.
His pops. Yeah. Talking to him. Like it was some good vibes, man. Like the energy
Arian
was
Carter
good.
family ran into
AC sure did. So I mean, all in all, man, I heard y'all talking about it earlier. Lante making it happen, man. Good combos.
Ran over too.
Sprinted. Smooth sprint. Jewelry on and everything.
Because I was like, who the hell is this with this diamond chain?
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, nice and big.
I liked him at SEC Media Days a lot. We went down there to Birmingham a couple years ago.
He
did.
Nice.
He remembered that. So, leaving the Orange and White game, man, you know, usually spring games, you like, all right, y'all, you know what I mean, what we going to get into? Everybody kind of like, it's, you know, it's this, that, and the other, whatever, you know what I mean? And everybody kind of go their separate ways. This time, the vibes were so good, so many people had a game-like feel. So it's like, all right, we're going to the rooftop, boom. So mind you, you know, I'm watching what I eat, you know what I mean? Me and Savage doing a terrific job about might I add, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we did that, and I was like, man, was I going to opt in to go eat? Or was I going to opt in to go to the rooftop?
Full participant.
Yeah. Savage knew my vibes already, so he was like, man, you just go ahead. You know what I mean? I'm going to make sure everybody else
had
good.
The kids. Because I was tired from the night before. I stayed up like 12 Friday and got up at like 6:30 the next morning on top of being up at 4 the night before. So I was really tired. I wanted to go, but I said, no, you go do it. I'm going to go back and chill.
He did the right thing. That's what I had planned on doing. But I went on to the top of the roof, you know what I mean, where it ain't no roof, you know, but I'm up there on it. And we having a good time, man. We got the DJ going, boom, bam, bip. You know what I mean? We in there early at 6, 7 in the evening. We end up finishing up by 12:30, you know.
Because it was a fast game, too.
Yeah, it was real fast. Got everything out the way.
Spring game was real
fast. It was beautiful. So we get there, you know what I mean, finish up by 11:30, the DJ had to leave, so that put me in charge. You know what I mean? Who else you want to rock the party on the roof but your boy? So, you know, I get the mic, you know, I plug my phone up, get the tunes going. Got about an hour, they say, all right, it's time to go. By this time, it's 12:30, shutting it down. We wrap everything up. I'm like, hey, Bobby Graham and one of my best friends, Emily, his wife, I'm like, hey, man, I'm going to go to y'all crib. You know what I mean? Stop by Waffle House.
Oh.
I'm like, I gotta have that.
You was all so good right now.
Just to soak up all the night ingredients you had taken on.
That's a heady play.
I'm about a half a gallon in the Tito's, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you know.
Uncle Tito.
Yeah, my boy was there, you know. So, so I said, okay, forget that. You know what? I'm going to stick to my dad, man. We staying right here at the hotel. I ain't even messing with that, man. I'm going to go on around the corner. I'm going to holler at y'all, man. I'll catch up with y'all tomorrow.
Good for you.
Man, so I'm walking to the hotel. I'm probably 15 steps from the door. All I hear is, I know that ain't my boy. I don't even turn around because I know it's finna be some foolishness.
Oh, no.
Hey, Slay.
Uh-oh.
I turn around. It's a black Range Rover. They let down the passenger window. I'm like, this can't be good. So I know I'm in good standing up here, though. So, I'll go check out what. It's my partner, Boo Jackson. He owns Studio X up there. You know what I mean? Got the K-Town crack seasoning. Real good with what he got going on.
Actually, the best wings in Knoxville.
Oh, yeah. It's
Studio X.
It ain't no question. It ain't no question. It ain't no question. So he like, man, I've been looking for you, man. I love what you doing, man. Hey, man, bust this corner with me, man. Let's go get a drink. I said, man, I'm good, man. I done had a good night, man. I'm right here at the hotel. He's, you gonna do that?
Classic. It was over from there.
He just called you chicken. That's what he just did.
When he hit with that, I said, man, golly. Mind you, I'm probably 3/4 of the way fried, but it's coming down. You know what I mean? Where I can go and go to sleep and be all right. I jump on in the back seat. Next thing I know, we done went to 2 spots. Probably 6 shots in. We get back in the car, and where we're going, we got to go back by the hotel. So we going by the hotel. I'm telling, hey, boo, hey, dog, hey, man, I don't be real. I done had enough. I got to go on. I got to go lay down. You know what I mean? We got to get back in the morning. Hey, man, the man said, no, we got one more stop. The light turned red. What did I do out the back seat? Manually unlocked, jumped out of the car.
We'll see ya.
And left his door open. Yeah, y'all got to close that door. I'm not going with y'all. Y'all done kidnapped me anyway, man. Got me out here fried. I get up there, take a shower, hop in the bed, and I'm still sweating. Because I ain't ate nothing. Whole body just in shock. This man ain't eating. This man losing weight. He getting fried. He on the roof. He in Knoxville. Body out of sorts. Navigation ain't right. It ain't dialing up. Man, so next morning, Savage hit me. I'm praying this man just like want to sleep a little longer. But he give me up. We got to get on back. June got practice. Man, we got to go to breakfast. I put on the same thing. Same sunglasses. I'm in the same form as when I arrived. You know what I mean? I get downstairs. Savage got great energy. I'm looking at him like,
always
ain't the time.
This ain't the time, Savage. Just like,
I give him that look sometimes at 5:45 in the morning.
No, I'm looking at him like through my glass. Life ain't right now, brother. This is like, first of all, where's the car?
Because we stood there waiting.
Still for a minute. I'm like, man, is everybody don't everybody know I'm fried? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my energy gonna be off, man. Get me to the car, man. We get to the car, go in and get something to eat. I ain't had a soda since January 9th. I had 4 ginger ales.
Just to bounce back.
Before any meal came or anything, 4 ginger ales. Ordered the food, ate that. Ate half of it, got straight in the car, man, and the next thing I know, we was pulling up in Hendersonville. Party was over. Hey, man, one hell of a weekend. I want to thank Donnie Plowman. I want to thank Danny White. I want to thank Big Savage, Josh Heupel, everybody up in Knoxville.
They don't owe you nothing.
Boo Jackson,
they don't owe me a thing. No, I got a bone to pick with Boo. Because he should have just left me alone. When you see a man walking, this is the moral of the story when you see a man walking down the street, look like he know where he going, let that man be, man.
Alone, especially.
Don't disturb these men. I'm on my phone for a reason. Because I'm getting to my room to lay down. Leave me alone. Let me go get my life together because I'm on the right track. Don't sidetrack me and get me backslide in my Knoxville days. I ain't where I was trying to be at. But yet again, y'all put me there. They put me there.
The Studio X Wings single-handedly fueled Tennessee basketball from the four years that I was there.
Ain't no question.
Kyle, like, those guys swore by those wings.
No, they serious.
My roommate's sophomore year did too.
K-Town Crack.
It's good stuff.
It's in all kind of stores now. Too, now you said.
Yeah, it's really I'm at to bring something.
I gotta go get some.
Yeah, man, that stores was slay, man. You know, it's springtime, summertime. We might as well bring it on back.
And coming up next, we'll get y'all's takeaways from what happened on the field too.
Yeah, I'm game for that.
This is why I make notes. I make notes for every show. I kind of sounded like Mayor a little bit there for a second. Just stop in the middle.
Be careful.
Yeah, sorry, that sounded too much like the guy sitting next to me. Who's known as Ural now too.
It's 2 euros.
That's got to be racist.
I love that drop.
We'll get to what happened on the field too in Knoxville. Coming up, 104.5 The Zone. Wrapping up the show this morning, got Ramon, Kayla, and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors, with Ramon Foster and Ron Slay hanging out with us. Tomorrow morning, we welcome back Kayla Anderson from a very restful vacation out of the west side, best side of the country.
Wonder if she's actually rested, because that's what gets you about vacation.
Yep.
Whew. You got to have a day back. You feel me?
That's the biggest thing that I've learned from working and not being in college. Vacations make you more tired when you get back.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Bet she ain't go to Worldwide Tacos.
Bet she didn't go to Worldwide Tacos. Will, by far the best tacos I ever had.
I was going to say, you let me know. I will go. You tell me there's a good taco.
Did you have some?
No, I didn't.
We went to Super Bowl? Mm-mm. But you came in late or something? You was there early?
Probably.
Went there late?
I had to do Buck's show with him, too. I had to manage his.
I'm saying when we got there that night.
No, I was already there.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I was there with Kirby, having a dinner date with Kirby, Allen Kirby.
In L.A.
That sounds very...
In Los Angeles, in a Mexican restaurant.
A lot of Pepsi and secondhand smoke with that one.
Hey, now.
We
went to a Mexican place across the street from the Staples Center that night, actually. The artist formerly known as the Staples Center.
What is it now? Bitcoin Arena?
The Crypto.com Center.
Is it still that? I thought they got sued.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
No, I don't think it was crypto. I think it was one of those other ones.
That was FTX, the one Tom Brady's a big investor in.
That sounds like an explicit word.
OBJ, everybody was in there.
Word.
Excuse me?
Yeah, so, Mitchell, we're going to talk about what happened on the field. You said I don't remember, but Cam Selden had a good Saturday.
He did.
For Tennessee.
Yeah.
Anything else specifically interesting to you from Saturday's game?
What I took away from it was the perception, the optics of it, how the team looked. I think that was the biggest thing for me, man. Walking away and being out there on the field, watching those guys come out and warm up with no pads and helmets and nothing on, but just shorts and shirts and looking like, now this looks like a football team.
This very true.
Totally different. This is different. Compared to 2-3 years ago, it was looking like, man, we don't even look like we belong on especially when you're looking at it from the bird's eye view.
Right.
Sweet level. Like you can see straight down under, you compare them to Georgia, Alabama. It's like, dog, we got like 2 or 3 guys out there that look. Now it's guys, when you go through the lineup, it's people pointing out like, hey, man, no, dude right there, that's a surefire pro. He just got to get it together. Like,
sure.
That's what Tennessee football is. And that was good to see.
That's very true. I'll give you that. Yes.
Yeah.
That is a good,
Cam Selden is Tennessee's 4th running back, and he's 6'2", 220.
And fast.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And fast, Will.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but you're right.
Yeah.
And fast. You're 100% correct on that one, Sav.
Yeah,
it
man.
looks different now.
Yeah, like even when we went in the training room and we saw Brew and them in there, it was like, hey, these Jacob Warren, like these are big dudes. Like
big dudes.
Like they get a Dante, what is it, Thornton? Like,
yep.
I mean, 6'5", man, and he looks it.
Yeah.
Like it ain't Jalen Hyde 6'5". It ain't Tillman either, but it's like it's smack dead in the middle. Like, golly, man. Like you got him, Ramel Keaton, who's a big size.
Yep.
Brew McCoy, he a speedster and Squirrel White. Like
the big boys up front look like it.
Yeah, man. Like I'm talking about from the waist down, like you look at their calves start going up, you like, God, they got tree trunks for calves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you supposed to be able to get cemented and be able to hold your ground. It looks way better to me.
Oh, it's 100%. There's a picture floating around on social media too, with us, Rodney Garner, Rob Ayers, and myself.
That's a motley crew right there. Those four.
That man know how to hold court.
Yes, he do. Hey, man, I'm going to fly on the wall with him anytime I need to be. So much knowledge, so much game. Oh, man.
In more ways than one. He could talk to a wall and it'd be entertaining.
Dude.
Willie Martinez popping up on the scene. Like, it was to that point, and we've all been around, we've all been on the field, like the level of like inclusion and understanding of how you sustain a university.
Yep.
Every coach, John Marie, what is this? How do you say it?
Brian Jean Marie.
Brian Jean Marie. Him, meeting him out there, understanding like Rob is like, man, hey, this is my home. He's like, I mean, I already know like their understanding of how you continue selling the university to everybody else is really doggone sweet.
That's big. And I would say looking at it from afar, being able to stand back when we went to the complex after the game and how they interacted with the family and friends and everybody like that, it was like, yeah, this staff gets it. Steph gets it.
When you have the young, offensive-minded head coach, you got to have an old head somewhere on your defensive staff.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
This is the other part, too. My son Miles was over the moon about trying to get a picture with Nico. What's crazy, Nico walked up to him and a group of kids out there playing, and I was like, man, it's pretty cool. Rob was like, man, I'm telling y'all, the kid knows how to handle this. He was like, he is mature. He gets it.
Don't get my hopes up.
Like, it was.
Maliaba.
And he got a lot going on.
Oh, I've never seen nothing like this. Not for a guy that's never played.
I don't even want to mention like his support group around it because their culture is very supportive. Polynesians, but like it's a lot going around. Nico, one, he absorbs it.
Yep.
He pushes it back out.
Yep.
But he is flying at a level pace. Like if he gets this offense, will hear me out.
Yeah.
Like it.
And the people around him are not out of place. They handle it real well. They're real welcoming and like you, man. They got
because some
good
families
going.
walk in
They
situations
do.
like that.
Yep.
And will make the situation about them.
And they don't. They make it about the university.
Fun show this morning. Slade, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
No doubt, baby.
Catch him 3 to 6 on 3HL and catch words of wisdom from Ramon Foster before we get out of here.
Head on the swivel all times walking with Ron Slade, but please remember,